There it is.
Yay.
We're here.
Sorry for the delay. We were trying to log in and we were having some issues with it. Oh,
Yeah, the internet was down.
plug the microphone in.
Oh, there it is.
Excuse us while we finish getting set
Kiss
up.
the sky. Excuse me while I kiss the sky.
Hello, everybody. Hey, Jeff. Hello, Happy Heretic. Let's see. Happy Thoughts. So we decided to come on a little bit earlier so that we could help people who are maybe in Europe, who it's a little bit, I think they're like 5 hours later than
5
us.
hours difference between the UK.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 9:04. It's just add 5 hours, 9:05.
Hello, time will pass. Thanks for joining in today.
Yep. Hi, everyone.
I have the candy in my mouth, in case you're wondering.
Welcome to the Facts on JW. I'm Anthony. This is Casey. Let's do this thing. Wally, are you on
it? I know. Wally's fun.
Yeah.
So
we was going to talk about Hangups today.
Yeah. So of course everybody probably has heard the latest thing.
What is it?
Toasting is now allowed. You know, because everybody's talking about it on YouTube. Before
what?
I'm chewing candy too. Okay. Yeah, so the latest thing, of course, is toasting is now allowed. And I mean, it's all over the internet. Of course.
This black gum is why your neuropathy won't go.
Yeah, he's always
I'm always messing up technology.
It's annoying. So, has everybody seen the latest governing body
you
update?
Can toast. Cheers.
Has everyone seen it? I'm sure you have. So of course I have a video about that too.
Oh yeah.
I will say
Happy Heretic. Cheers.
Hi,
Jeff.
Cool Sense. Greetings and good afternoon, guys. It's a hot 95 degrees in California. It's hot here too. And it's raining right now.
It's hot all over the world right now. Even the UK's hot.
Mm-hmm.
At Ozzy's farewell yesterday, everybody's talking about how hot it was.
Oh yeah. Anybody get to see that? Is it the Oz? What's it called?
Oh, Black what was Sabbath? It? Back to the Beginning.
Back to the Beginning by Ozzy
Sabbath. It was their Ozzy's farewell.
Yeah, and it's in
Birmingham,
England.
Yeah,
so it's pretty cool. We were watching.
How many Austin fans we got in here? Huh?
Austin.
Yeah, it's a soccer team.
Oh,
Birmingham. That's where they had it at the stadium there.
All right. So first thing I thought of was the scene in The Bronx Tale when the bikers offered a toast before busting up the bar.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so with toasting,
I'll toast and never going back.
Of course, Let says, are we saying that in every situation and all occasion, it's okay? No, we're just saying that you don't have to make it a rule. And it's like he sounded really angry when he said that. So we were like, whoa, chill out. So Anthony was saying that Let might be a little pissed off because supposedly hearsay is that Mark Sanderson is now the lead governing body member, right?
That's what I think I heard. It's either Sanderson. I get them confused. They both look like Elmer Fudd. It's Sanderson or Jeffrey Jackson.
Jeffrey Jackson's from Australia.
Yeah, but I can't tell looking at them who's who.
Okay. So you don't know?
It's one of those two. That's what I've heard.
Bald.
I saw somebody talking about it.
One is bald.
They're both bald, aren't they?
I don't think so.
They're both fat. They're both kind of bald. Both short. Cool Sense. That's hilarious.
Jehovah sent that email to the governing body allowing toasting. I know, that's funny.
Anyway, go forth. I'm sorry.
How did you know Ezekiel chapter 1 doesn't mention a chariot, much less having to keep up with why? What does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is that an IY?
General Windsor?
Gerald Windsor.
Oh, Gerald Windsor.
Okay. Oh. Much less having to keep up with it.
Oh.
Okay. A chariot much I don't know. It's over my head. I watched a video earlier about a Jesus priest who brought all the new lights during the 1800s. I wondered why all of these breakaway groups started during the mid 1800s. Oh yeah, that's a good point because there was a lot of new religions that came out in the 1800s. Quite a few actually, and actually we had a discussion about that once, right?
About what?
Pay attention.
I'm sorry, I was reading all the messages. Oh, about the 1800. Well, actually,
So why were there so many religions that came out, especially in the U.S. Actually,
I'll sum that up real quick. It was a carryover from the religious revolution that happened in the 1500s. It carried over until the 1700s, at the late 1700s, and then in the 1800s, it continued with a more volatile group of people that wanted to start their own religions and splinter off. And everybody started thinking that Martin Luther was the best thing since sliced bread. And then you start hearing about people like Wendell and Wycliffe and people talking about them as well. And it generated the desire to start their own stuff. And it just kept going and snowballing because people could do what they wanted.
The Millerite movement and the Great Disappointment.
Yeah, the Millerites. That's right. And that's John Aquilus Brown. He was another big one behind that. But it literally goes back to 1500s.
1500s. Wow.
A lot of the different chronology crap does.
Okay. Yeah. And of course, William Miller was definitely into that numerology stuff. And
I got a video you guys can watch, and it's history. It talks a lot about Miller. And the Seventh-day Adventists, one thing I'll give them, they have similarities, obviously, to the Jehovah's Witnesses, but they don't lie about their history. They're open about it. They're like, yeah, Miller did this. This is all the stuff he did. This is what we believe. So, hey, don't get out of that.
You have a commercial.
I don't care. Let it run. You can still read the comments. So, you can go on there and you can find that and just read it or watch it.
Okay.
You got me sidetracked. So, yeah, it's the history and beliefs of Jehovah's Witnesses, their foundations, where they come from. So, it's just it's an extension of the Millerites, which started the Seventh-day Adventist.
He did a part 1. It was
I never did the part 2 because I got stumped on Rutherford, because Rutherford is not only is he most difficult person to try to do a video on, he flip-flops so much and changed so much between 1916 and 1942 when he died, that it would take a month of video just to come up with all the crazy stuff he was teaching.
Yeah, the name of the video that he posted, it was called The History and Foundation of Jehovah's Witnesses. So that's that was about 4 months ago.
Yeah.
And this is what it looks like this.
Yeah.
So that's if you want a history lesson, I guess.
Yeah. It's long. It's a long video, but it has a lot of information. And see, a lot of people don't understand it, but how some of these groups got started was people back then didn't have TV, radio, and all this stuff, obviously. And book clubs and reading clubs were very, very popular. That was a form of entertainment. And so what they did was they would get together in these groups and read biblical books, whatever, and that started people getting interested in all these different theologies and different chronologies. Happy Thoughts?
Happy Thoughts says, I want to thank you all for starting an hour earlier. Oh, you're welcome.
Definitely.
We were thinking of you.
Yeah. All you guys in the UK, man, I know it's tough. When somebody starts at 10 o'clock your time, you're like, oh, got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're all on different time zones here.
Yeah.
So all over the US, and then we've got people in Europe, and then occasionally Japan.
Yeah.
They're like 11 hours ahead we're on the East Coast. So 11 hours ahead of us. So it's like the next day. But as back to toasting, I just find it odd that they would decide to randomly choose to decide that was no longer a rule. I mean, what about birthdays? And I know people are like, well, there may be some sort of pagan origin behind birthdays, although they have never specifically said what the pagan origin is. All they said was that there were 2 birthdays mentioned in the Bible that went wrong. But that doesn't mean it's a pagan source. It just means that it's your birthday and we remember that you are here still, and we're really glad.
Hi,
Hello.
CO Visits.
Hello, CO Visit. Hi, CJ.
SD.
Oh, yeah. Hello, SD.
The shirt. Didn't know who got the shirt.
I don't know. Was thinking lights or fairy lights really a thing? Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we're fairy lights. I mean, I've never known any witnesses to have
Toast.
lights, but they have to take it down apparently during November, December, and I guess probably January too. It's just silly that they're so stuck on they have to be removed because God forbid anybody think that we might be celebrating Christmas, a pagan holiday. And but like with toasting, why not say bless you when somebody sneezes, because it no longer has the same meaning as it did before, right? Because people used to say, I mean, there were superstitions for sure that people had. And then
Not you.
but people don't have those anymore. A lot of them don't. They just do it to be polite. You know, you say thank you, you're welcome, and the same kind of thing. Right. And they still are not saying it's okay to say good luck either. So what's the difference in saying good luck or bless you or having cheers to a toast? I mean, It's so silly. And then they keep changing all of their rules.
What was the things we was talking about earlier? All the different Hangups.
They keep changing all their rules. Like, first of all, a year ago, they decided that men could have beards, and that was like borderline disfellowshipping offense. You know, borderline. I mean, if you came to the Kingdom Hall with a beard, they weren't going to use you for anything. I don't think you could even go on service. I remember there was a man in our congregation that he was like mentally ill, and so he wore a beard because he said that it like bothered his skin to shave, and he was a little off, and so they kind of like they just let it slide because of his mental condition. But I know nobody respected him. I do remember that. Right. Nobody, they looked down on him. And then women can wear pants now. Men don't have to have a full-on suit and tie unless they're up on stage. But I mean, how many more things? And then you don't have to count time. You just have to say, yes, I marked the box that I went out in service, unless you're a regular pioneer. And then on top of that, well, regular pioneers and auxiliary pioneers no longer need to put in as many hours as they once did. It was 90 hours when I was a regular pioneer. Now it's 50. So it just keeps going down, down, down. They're really not the preaching Jehovah's Witnesses they once were, right? Because they were focusing so much on going out and knocking on doors and getting these hours in. But what were they preaching about? The end. The end is coming. And Second Timothy says, we are living in critical times, hard to deal with. And this and this and this happens. And then in Revelation 21, it says, the tent of God will dwell with mankind, and there will be no more death or sickness. So they focus on these scriptures, but then
still remember those very well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I know the Bible.
Well, certain scriptures.
I know those cherry pig scriptures as well, but then I have since read the entire Bible, not the New World Translation, and I have learned a lot more since then.
There you go. Time will pass.
But yeah, like you say, SD, what's next? Pick a small, insignificant role. I know.
No karate, kung fu, or any of that stuff. No martial arts.
You can't do that.
No yoga. No meditating.
Yeah. I was always told that if you did yoga, it's like you're diving into meditation, which is wrong too. And then that could open your mind up to demons, they basically would say. And of course, the origins, because they're always stuck on that. They're hung up on pagan origins, which gets annoying. But they keep changing all these little things, and it just adds up and adds up and adds up. And like I was saying, I feel like I'm rambling, but I just want to say this. They kept preaching that the end was coming. And now that the end is not here, it's almost like they've almost given up. Because if you encounter a Jehovah's Witness in the preaching work, or when they're in their preaching work, and you have something contrary to say that maybe they don't know, they get stumped on, they just want to walk away, and they are like, oh, just go to the website and buy. They don't stand there and defend the truth, because if they really truly believe this is the truth, then why are they not defending it? Because it's a shaky foundation. That's their problem.
Right. Too much control.
Yeah, and that's true. Time will pass. Mostly I just don't want to have the weird feelings of, should I do this or not? And that's enough to drive you crazy. The amount of anxiety that witnesses have is because of this kind of nonsense. Because you never know what to do. Down with the tower. I am from Channel Ugly Watchtower YouTube.
Yeah, Jaywick.
Jaywick. Hi. Thank you for
Wishy-washy
joining.
control. You got it.
Yeah, nobody thinks about paganism when celebrating birthdays. I know. Exactly, Jeff.
Curio Cajun.
They're basing everything on how it's viewed now. So the same with birthdays and Christmas. Everyone knows that December 25th isn't Jesus' birthday. No one cares anymore. So how long until Christmas goes? And also, I know a lot of people who are not Christians who celebrate Christmas just because they like the whole festivity of it. So you don't have to make it about anything pagan. Yoga never bothered me. Yeah. I do yoga and stretching as often as possible. I know, too much control. That's for sure, CJ.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because they want to come across as not being controlling, but that they are quite benevolent. Looking like someone's granddad with his hairstyle and glasses. Yes, I do think that one of the reasons why they have had all of these changes in the last year, and they keep adding to it, is they're trying to lighten up a little bit. Oh, like the disfellowshipping. They are now telling people that if they come to the Kingdom Hall, if a disfellowship one comes to the Kingdom Hall, you can make a choice based on your Bible-based conscience to go up to them and say hello and that we're glad you're here. And then that's it. You can't say anything else. But before, it was like you treat them like they're dead and they didn't exist. So,
that's a good question. Can they celebrate Hanukkah? They've mentioned Christmas. What about Hanukkah?
I never heard a rule on that. Oh, that's a good point.
Happy Hanukkah.
I would say no, because they don't believe in any celebrations of any kind. Mother's Day, Father's Day.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing. Nobody matters. That's my thing on them. Nobody matters. That's why they don't celebrate birthdays, because nobody should be important. It's all about the organization. And so you don't want to take away. You don't want to spend money on presents when it should be spent on the organization and sacrificing for them.
So what about Jews for Jesus? Messianic Jews. They, I guess they do both Hanukkah and Christmas.
Wishy-washy control for sure. Yeah. What about you're asking? What are you asking?
They do both, I guess, right? They do Messianic.
Yeah, they would do both. Yeah. But not Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, Lord, no.
They'll do neither.
Well, anything to gain control. It's about being different. Control. If you'll read when Rutherford started changing everything, it's about being different and showing control. All about control.
I'm waiting for the announcement that the governing body approves brothers wearing cornrows in their hair. Yeah.
That'll be good. Dreadlocks, cornrows.
Yeah, if it doesn't bother your Bible-based conscience, it must be okay. Well, in that case, can I say bless you if somebody sneezes? Because it doesn't bother my conscience. But then, but they haven't, they have to come out and officially say the governing body has decided. The governing body has decided this and that.
Yeah, you got to wait for those men.
It's like he knew somebody who studied with him.
Mm-hmm.
And who used to be a martial arts instructor. He had left the organization for a while and then went back to it because he thought the end was coming.
Sure.
And so he was kind of like a pomey, So then what happened was he was like, he said, what did he say to you? He was waiting for the governing body to,
Oh yeah.
if there was a new light on whether or not we could do martial arts, because he gave all that up.
Yeah.
And he ended up living in poverty because of this organization.
His dojo, everything, and he was one of the judges for a lot of martial arts competitions in Atlanta and local as well. So it's kind of interesting.
Hello, David. Can I wear a Rolex like the governing body?
I know, man.
Yeah.
They
that's
wear
showing
presidentials too. Jeez.
Materialism.
My little Rolex ain't
that's
nothing to that.
That's against the rules. Materialism. Hanukkah isn't in the Bible, so it should be okay. It's not a pagan either. I know, right? But they don't ever talk about that. I have to ask my mom, but they don't think highly of Jews because they're like, well, Jews rejected Jesus, so they don't really like anything that they believe.
Hey, born JW.
If they can do comb overs, it should be okay to have cornrows. Cornrows. Seeing governing body with beards had me laughing. So funny. Hello, Jay Wick. And most of the stuff I didn't do never bothered my conscience. It was all the other judgmental people around me I had to be so sensitive to. I know.
Yeah.
That's the problem too, is the governing body creates all of this judgmental ways because they're like, well, some people might be okay with this and some people may not. So in that case, I'm going to be judged because I decided to do a toast or something because someone else might be offended.
Right.
Then they're going to be talking bad about you. They're going to be gossiping about you. But then the governing body said it was maybe okay. Maybe. They said the same thing they said about blood fractions. Well, some people feel that it's their Bible-based conscience. It's up to them, you know. So we're going to be judging each other.
Oh, somebody new. Oh, Jacob.
After prayerful consideration. I know. So stupid. Hello, Born JW. Thanks for coming in.
After prayerful consideration.
Do they pray? Exactly. Do they? I don't think they do because that was something
Well,
else.
yeah, Frederick Franz said no.
Ray Franz
Franz, I meant.
when he was in that they did not pray. So they just made rules. And then Noor said, if once it's in the watchtower, it's the word of God. Just keep your phone on you.
I don't like all that.
I know, but you keep.
I got spider bit,
computer.
so everything in my right hand hurts right now.
Hello, Jay Wick. Still, my family shuns
Oh, RC
me.
Kim, hey.
It's having a mental hold on some. I know. That's the problem. But as soon as they would say, the governing body has decided we will no longer disfellowship anyone. And then all is well. That's all they have to say. But see, they're going to lose their
St.
members.
Co-pilot.
They'll lose their members once they decide not to disfellowship people because everybody will just start leaving because a lot of them are there for their families, the PMOs and stuff. So they won't have nobody left. And they'll have a few people that will stay in, I'm sure, but I think they just want to control as much as possible, right?
Right.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yep.
I would say cheers, but somehow it's not as fun now that it's legal.
Well, if you're in Great Britain,
hello,
you can say
Kim.
cheers.
Wouldn't it be cool if they prayed about some of that stuff during the broadcast? Yeah. They should pray, out loud in front of everyone. That would be cool.
They have painted themselves in a corner, guys. And I think that they see it and they're trying to lighten it a little bit because of all the lawsuits. But you can do this. You take a look at Mormons and Catholics both have had issues with CSA.
Well, most
mostly.
religious people,
right,
of some religious,
but those two are in the news, and we all know about.
Okay,
take a look at their cases, and you got to remember, one has 1 billion members, one has a little over 20 million members, and then one supposedly has 8.6 million. Right? The Jehovah's Witnesses have more CSA than those two combined.
And they have a lot smaller number.
That's crazy. That's crazy. You don't think their days are numbered?
I like what you said, happy thoughts. You can yawn without covering your mouth.
Yeah.
before-
Oh yeah, your soul would escape.
Oh, yeah. But, you just do it to be polite, just like you would say, bless you, to be polite. So maybe there'll be an update on that one next, right? The governing body has decided that you can now say bless you because it is just something courteous to do. But that is up to the Bible-based conscience of each individual person. But is it okay in every situation? No. Silly.
That's true. They wouldn't have announced it. I've looked at old stuff, and not with their name stamped on it.
They're what now?
Jeff.
What did he say?
Right here.
Can you not read it?
Back in the day, they would have never announced this stuff with their name stamped on it.
Yes.
They would have changed the culture slowly by burying these changes in watchtower study articles. And that's true.
Yes. And then they'll go back later and change what they
Very
said in the watchtower, and then they try to hide their literature because it's kind of, some things are harder to get, especially if they're really old.
Mormon said you lied about clothing a little before the JWs did.
Oh, really? What?
They wore white.
Oh,
I grew up around a lot of Mormons. I had family members that were, so they wore white shirts, black trousers, black and white.
They still do that.
Not like that though.
So now you can wear a colored shirt?
Yeah, you can wear it. Well,
Nobody does.
yeah, but they can.
Okay. I don't know. They're kind of like they still have to dress up to go to church.
Right, they do have to dress up, but they don't have to wear all the stuff they used to. They don't have to dress to the nines.
If I have to wear a dress or a skirt, I'm not happy anywhere.
I love that I recognize some of your names up here. Oh man, it's becoming one big family. I noticed that time will pass.
Mm-hmm. The governing body continually paints themselves into a corner, but with the what is this? Cavite through Jehovah's guidance.
But with the caveat through Jehovah's guidance. Yeah, that's true. They paint themselves in with the caveat means
Yeah.
with the pretense, Jehovah's guidance.
Right. So they can basically go on there and lie and say, well, Jehovah has told us XYZ, right? It's never God revealed to us, but now it's always the governing body decided that's true. Artsy Kim, thank you for joining in. And then Carrie O'Cajun. I never say bless you when people sneeze. It's just an allergic reaction, not a sickness or anything pagan or superstitious. You never say that. And
I just say bless you because it's, it's considered, polite, common politeness.
And it is kind of, it's like
it has
hard.
nothing to do with religious anything.
Right. But for me, I think it's just like, if you're not in the habit of doing it, then you don't really care to do it. And it can be feeling a little awkward. I know for me, it's like, I'll do it, but I'm not, it doesn't come naturally to me to say, bless you, just because somebody sneezed.
Yep. And
what if they sneeze 5-6 times in a row?
Tony's in his townhouse with a glass of Actually, he's got a really nice home. It's a nice home. It's in a community. It's a fairly decent looking house. For just a retired man.
I think Tony is not happy with all these changes, and that's probably one of the reasons why he's no longer a governing body member. I don't think he agreed with the beards and the pants and the no tie and the hour changes and now toasting and blah, 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 blah. It's just too much stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you don't like to say it because it sounds religious? Hey, that's cool. I understand.
Oh, okay.
See, I grew up in a weird home, so my dad was pretty much an agnostic.
Uh-huh.
Well, somewhat, sort of. He practiced Native American stuff. Long story.
Yeah. He was delving into lots of stuff.
Yeah. But he didn't like Christianity at all.
But now he's a Christian.
And now he's a Christian.
That's funny. So, oh yeah, Tony is happily toasting somewhere. Yep. So, Jaywick, you said can't stand that name. Jehovah saw this on an active Baptist church. Yeah.
Well, they got it from that Spanish monk, and it's been going on ever since.
Mhm.
And of course, that's why the witnesses, they'll mention Wycliffe and a couple the other guy, Tyndall, because they put it in their book. And then King James put it a few times in his translation, but it was just an invented name.
Yeah. So, Tony is taking a shot each time he hears the governing body has decided. I know.
Can you imagine? I believe he for real believed it. So I bet he is fit to be tied with all this stuff. That's why they kicked him out.
Yeah. Okay.
But they are putting some of his videos back, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. So, Born JW, you say bless you when someone sneezes, but it was awkward at first, but it is polite. Yeah. So that's the thing. I think it's just kind of awkward when you're not used to doing that.
Artsy Kim, G, USA.
Tony was old school. Yeah, he was. Exactly. And that's why I don't think he's there anymore.
The governing body spotlights old books and talking up the old leaders. So now they endorse them. Now they have the permission to research old books. Well, they've been researching books all along, the old stuff. They've been doing that all the way back to Noor. They would go back and read all of Rutherford or Russell stuff. So they just talk more about they do it now, but they've always done it. There's a lot of things you can read to prove they've always went back and read the old material.
Yeah. So Artsy Kim, your dad was never a JW, but he was a hippie in San Francisco and stayed until death to be a hippie.
Hippies are cool, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe he was much happier than being Jehovah's Witness.
Hyde Ashbury area. That would be kind of cool.
Oh. Okay, Jeff, you said that I thought they got Jehovah from Monty Python.
Every time I think of Monty Python, I think of the dude running behind the guy on the broomstick with the two coconuts clicking them. That's just funny as hell.
Should we throw stones now? Yeah. That's funny. Actually, does anybody remember the movie Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? And in that movie, he had to go through the booby trap, and they were like, he had to say what was God's name, and he had to step on the letters, and so he started out with J, but he was doing it in English, and he said Jehovah, but it was written in Latin, and then of course me as a witness, I was like, wow, he said Jehovah's name, wow.
Tony was the governing body member, wacky enough to be the only one of them who was true believer. That's true.
That's what we were thinking too.
That PTSD, man. That all the stuff he saw
war.
for the job he had in the military during Vietnam. He saw gruesome stuff. That damages people.
I have two.
Not justifying what he does, but there is a reason.
I have two people who are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses, but families don't know that. They just don't say that they are. Yeah. That's the thing too, is like you can have who knows how many pomos and mentally out, physically out. So I meant pomo. And then how many pomies are? There's quite a few.
Yeah, Artsy, it's if you go look and just go jw.org and type in Tony Morris, a bunch of videos pop up now where it was just a couple. Now it's a bunch. And she shouted it out. That's pretty cool.
What now? What?
She said they are putting up Tony Morris videos. She shouted out, yeah.
I wonder why.
I don't know why they put so many up. It's kind of crazy. And they cut them too, because I was looking for one and then all of a sudden there it was. And they cut out what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Life of Brian, Jehovah.
So, Jeff, you said you remember seeing the Indiana Jones movie. The whole time you were thinking we shouldn't be watching this. Oh, well, whatever. I
Oh,
don't know.
Artsy Kim said she reacted the same way you did.
Yeah, that's cool. I know. I mean, you get excited when when you're like, "Oh wow, Jehovah! Wow, I never knew anybody knew God's name."
Maybe Tony was asking too many questions.
Yeah, maybe he was.
Maybe
Or
he's just too drunk.
I
He's worried
think
about tight pants.
I think he didn't agree with their changes. That's what I think.
Oh, we love Harry Potter.
Oh, you do? Well, as a witness, you could never watch that. We love it too. We watch it almost every day.
Yeah.
In the reruns.
Jeff had so many movies. I said that too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So is that why they made people get rid of the old books so they can't compare the old and new light? Yes, I believe so. They don't want to get caught in their lies. A lot of it is that, I believe.
Right.
And I know, like, whenever they used to remember the CD-ROMs that you could get, the Watchtower Library on CD-ROM.
We got that.
Yes, I have a couple of them, and every year you'd have to order one, and it would take forever to come in. And then I would ask for one, and it would take them so long. And then they were like apprehensive about, well, not everyone can get this. Why do you want one? And I thought, what is with the secrecy? I always remember thinking they would act a bit weird when I would try to get a CD-ROM, and I would get one eventually, but it's almost like they didn't want to give them out. And I think that's why, because they don't want people to catch them in their lies.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah, they have edited them a bit, Zoni. Where was Zoni from? Norway, wasn't it?
I think somewhere in Europe.
Sweden, somewhere like that.
Mm-hmm. The governing body was either going to send Tony to North Carolina or get him outside of Sparks Steakhouse to shut him up. So it's a mafia reference. That's funny. They say Jehovah in the 10 Commandments too, but they edited it over
for TV.
Oh, really?
Oh, I didn't know
that. I've watched the 10 Commandments before.
Oh, it's a long movie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sweden. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting Sweden.
Heston.
I don't know how I keep forgetting that.
Is it Charlton or Charleston? Heston.
Charleston Heston, yeah.
Heston, yeah. He was.
And Michael Jackson's favorite lady.
Oh yeah, Elizabeth Taylor.
Yep.
She's
the one that got him to celebrate Christmas.
Yeah. Yep. His first Christmas was with her.
Yep.
And Michael Jackson's mother's still a Jehovah's Witness. And I think he has like one sibling still in it and nobody else.
Yeah, the whole rest of the family said, the hell with this.
Yeah.
Probably JW shouldn't watch either.
The elder body always goes after the sincere brother that doesn't just go along.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I love the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, me too. Game of Thrones. Yeah. And other probably JWs can't watch. That's for sure. I watched Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones as a witness and Spartacus.
Yeah, old light contradicts new light. And it's not supposed to, according to Russell.
But I never watched Harry Potter because I was scared of that one because they went on and on about it. But I watched Twilight.
Cheers, Pep.
Crazy. Hello, Pep. Yeah. Yeah, Watchtower needs to mainstream. Yes. Yeah. Maybe they are heading in that direction because, I mean, with all the lawsuits and their dwindling numbers, they're going to have to do something to change their strict ways. They're hung up on so many rules.
Watchtower going mainstream. That is true. That's what they
would have to do if they want to keep anybody.
That's what they're trying to do.
Well, they got to get rid of the shunning, though.
Yeah.
I don't know that they ever will. So maybe they're working their way up to it because now you can say hello to them at the Kingdom Hall.
Yes, Serena to get disfellowship. They should disfellowship her, but not go into. Not just standing for the national anthem, but participating in it, doing the crypt walk. Come on. This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah, so Born JW, you would watch whatever you wanted, just wouldn't talk about it. And exactly, with other witnesses. That's what I would do. We need Serena to get this fellowship. I know. Well, the funny thing is, Michael Jackson was kind of like Serena Williams. I don't think they realized how big he was going to be, and they gave him a hard time during the thriller that he did, the little movie he did. And so instead of they were harassing him, he just disassociated. So they should have left him alone. Maybe he would have donated a bunch of money. So I think that's they've learned, and they're not going to bother Serena because they know that she'll give money, and that's what they want.
All right, CO Visits. We'll see you in a little bit, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for joining in.
Yeah, it's yeah,
the
crazy teachings of the Watchtower. If you'll go back and see, they're reading all the old stuff, and that's how they make new light by researching every article all the way back to 1879. So that means that Rutherford used to teach the same stuff that Russell taught, that the end of time began in the beginning of the end started in 1799. Jesus took the throne in heaven in 1874, and the harvest, which the collecting of the souls, the true believers, started in 1878. 1914 would be the end of time. And Rutherford continued teaching that 1914 would be the end. It was just taking longer, but it was slowly working up to the absolute end. And then in 1929, he changed that. So he taught the same thing. And then Knorr, for all that crazy twisted stuff that Rutherford did, and Russell, I don't know if you can really even say much about him. He's just Seventh-day Adventist.
Yeah, I mean, Russell was
or Second-day Adventist.
What do you mean second day?
They're a little different than the Seventh-day Adventist. Kind of like Barber was a Second-day Adventist. He started.
What's the difference?
You ever heard of David Koresh and his church? You know, that was started by some of Barber's followers.
The one in Texas.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Waco.
So what's second day? What's the difference in second day and seventh day?
Just the doctrinal beliefs are slightly different.
Oh, brother.
I know. But anyway, the condition of dead, things like that, they have just little slight differences. But so
yeah, and it's like Russell was never a Jehovah's Witness.
Right. He would have been disfellowshipped. Really he loved the holidays. He always talked about it.
It started with Rutherford. That's really where their
but
founder
Knorr,
comes from.
Knorr,
he took it to another level. Knorr.
Yeah, Knorr took everything that he learned from Rutherford.
Con artist, exactly. It.
Yes. Oh, Rutherford was a con artist. He was the very, very brilliant guy, so very smart.
Knorr and Franz.
Well, a lot of things with Knorr, but Rutherford was brilliant. He was smart, but he was sick. He had messed up stuff because Fisher was going to expose him for. He was a womanizer, an alcoholic, and a lot of other things. He liked, strip clubs, blah, blah, blah. Which that just speaks about his character. Nothing bad about, the person, but just the character is a little flawed. Mm-hmm. But not as a religious person, that's terrible. But the thing with Rutherford is he created all this stuff and learned how to manipulate people and lock them into the organization. By doing away with things to make them more like he replaced all the holidays with Jehovah's Witnesses. Once they became Jehovah's Witnesses, everything was replaced with the organization. Well, Knorr come in and Knorr made everything strict and by the book and locked everything down. And it was more of a brainwashing technique. Yeah. Whether it was intentional or not, it become more hardcore.
Yes. And like Esty says, Rutherford was an overt narcissist.
Oh gosh,
He was a brilliant criminal, not a judge. Born JW exactly. I believe that as well. I mean, he
was a judge, though.
He was a judge, but he was really good at what he did. He was very good at that.
You can actually research some things on him and see where he got in trouble for going into a case as a fill-in judge, why he was under the influence of alcohol.
Yes.
That's kind of funny. That happened in Missouri.
Yeah, I'm with you, David. Like the governing body keeps changing so many doctrines. It's got to have the witnesses scratching their heads. I need to ask my mom what she thinks about this whole toasting thing. I haven't asked her yet. Don't forget about the Oracle, Fred Franz.
Oh yeah.
Because I guess he thought he had like direct lineage or line to Jehovah God, I guess.
I got a theory. I think him and Knorr, because Franz is who baptized Knorr, and they were really close friends, and Knorr didn't really, he wasn't a husband to his wife. And I think they had a secret little thing. It's kind of obvious.
And well, Jeff thinks that Rutherford messed up Nor because he acts like he has Stockholm syndrome or had.
Maybe he
Stockholm
did. I mean, Rutherford was notorious for getting stuff on people and just persecuting the crap out of them and torturing them with it. That's like Macmillan. Whatever he did to Macmillan to turn him the way he did, it's because Macmillan had the goods on him.
Yeah, Nor was also a narcissist too. Exactly.
Yeah, Nor was mega narcissist.
And then I agree with you, Zoni. Rutherford was bad. Nor and Fred Franz took it to another level. Yes, because they ended up. That's when they like started all the no blood transfusions and doing away with. If there were any holidays left, they were gone, like birthdays. And then they were really harsh about disfellowshipping people. Like for even couples could get disfellowship for doing
control criminal,
acts in the bedroom that weren't approved of.
Oh yeah, Nor was obsessed with it.
Raymond Franz mentioned it in his book about how they had to have this discussion on whether or not couples were going to be disfellowshipped for doing things in the bedroom. I mean, like, this is crazy. Like, this is just too much. Stop meddling in people's lives. That's what ruined their people's marriages, is the constant meddling of the elders and the governing body members. With the last video, when the apostate is talking, it switches to Satan. Then as Satan says, "Do an act of worship to me," the video shows the apostate mouth the word "me," turning him into Satan. I know, it's so stupid.
You're right. Friends did do a lot of the 1975 stuff. And I think they had talked about it because Friends and Nor worked so tightly together with stuff. And Nor probably wanted him to stamp his signature to that. And Nor would step back and he'd be the saving grace. Like, oh, we never said that. I think it was kind of planned.
So SC thinks maybe Fred had a form of schizophrenia.
I don't know. He was a smart man as well. He was a narcissist also.
I mean,
his speeches later on, yeah, he might have been schizophrenic by then.
I think that when you get in that type of mind power, like obviously.
Oh, somebody said speechless. Yeah, woo-wee. I agree with you, Jeff.
The what now?
There's like, has anyone heard Franz speak? Whoa. Yeah, that's what I was. Exactly.
I'd have to listen because I don't know. I mean, I don't really remember much about him, but I just know that, like, when you think about it, like when you're in that position, like, first of all, maybe you do believe. And then when you get up into the governing body, when you become a governing body member, then you know it's all a crock of shit. And then you still stick with it. The greed and the power gets to your head. And I do think that they can have like warped mind over it.
Yeah, you can find a lot of stuff out. You can see where Rutherford got his bar in Missouri. He was actually, and then you can see where he become a judge there too, accepted into the board of judges.
Yep, Rutherford turned it into a business.
Yeah,
and the rest followed suit. Exactly, that's exactly what it was. It was a business for him. He made gobs of money. That house in California, Beth Serene, that was his house. He had 2 Cadillac vehicles during the Depression. So, yeah, it was a business for him. Terrible people.
Yeah.
My father left then, and in the hall, a lady had a heart attack, died in a Kingdom Hall because of this fright. What? Okay, that's crazy.
Oh, wow.
That would be kind of scary.
The drama is implying apostates are satanic. Yes, the drama is definitely implying that. It's just like they're scared and they're trying to do damage control and they don't want anybody to listen to apostates at all. No free will whatsoever. Don't even use your critical thinking. Don't dare think out to go to Watchtower and let them think for you.
Yeah. I know. And so they want to act like apostates are satanic and, you know, everything is lies that they say, but they don't realize that, or, well, I mean, they obviously realize it, but they're just trying to take control so that people won't listen to anyone outside of the organization or people who have left.
Yeah,
So-
there are a few of Franz's speeches on YouTube you can watch.
Yeah, I'll have to go watch that. Thanks,
Oh.
Born GW. I'm going to go watch some of his stuff.
I've saw a few and they're crazy stuff.
Okay. Yeah, they decide, the governing body decides anything that's out of their control is demonic.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We used to
Yeah.
think Franz was socially what?
Scholarly. When
Oh,
we were
scholarly.
in, I
Yeah.
didn't hear his voice until I left. I was like, this was the guy people followed.
Right. Yeah. He claimed that he could read Greek and all kinds of stuff.
But it wasn't true.
Right. Just like
I think he had like 1 year of
Bible school.
Like learning Hebrew and Greek, but it wasn't enough to be able to translate the Bible. Oh, you went through the 1975 stuff, Artsy Kim? Wow.
Wow. Okay.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Two dramas lied about the 75 thing. Yeah. Well, you know, the 60, what was it, 1968 Awake has a whole big thing in there about it. So it's pretty cool. You can find that.
About
1975.
Yeah.
They're talking about 6,000 years after Adam and blah, blah, blah. It's the thing Franz did.
But you know what they do is they create all of this stuff, and then when they get it wrong, or they know they're going to be wrong later, they blame the members. Oh, it's your fault. You're the ones who didn't have enough faith in Jehovah.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how you know it's a cult too, is because they always turn it on the members and blame the members for not following properly when they were the ones behind it all along.
Yes.
Or the leaders were.
Well, they're trying to do away with anybody thinking for themselves now. And they don't want you to think for yourself. They don't want you to research. They don't want you to listen to nobody. And if you watch that drama, you know, the guy gets in his car and drives away. He don't even question, well, what is it that you found? Most people would, but no.
Yeah.
How dare you think for yourself? You better talk to your elders.
So, Artsy Kim, you were turning 13 in 1975. I never thought I'd get to become a teenager. I know, that's the thing. It's like they made you think that you'd never grow up. I thought I was never going to grow up either. And I was growing up in the 80s.
She's 3 years older than me.
And so if I was back then, I was thinking, okay, the end will come. And I kept asking my parents, well, how much longer? And they would be like, well, we don't know, but you know, they keep telling us it's just around the corner and it's just over the threshold and it's so close, and it just got annoying. So you like our backdrop? Thank you. We have several now. We have this one. This is Los Angeles. And then we have the desert, and we have one with just like looking out into some, like a forest, and then another one of just stars.
Lori covered 1975 in her last video. I got to check out Lori. What is her YouTube?
Yeah. They are major scam artists for sure.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Okay, so Fred Franz versus Ray Franz, which one looked normal? And they somehow made us think Raymond was evil.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Exactly. And when you hear Ray speak, which I did, I listened to him. He was very well put together. And yeah, he was very good spokesman.
Oh, wow. So you remember mopping the floor near Fred Franz?
Oh, you did.
That's
and my
pretty
stepdad
cool.
Sitting in the cafeteria watching the sisters walking by. You cooked and washed dishes for 10 years. Oh, from 10 years old at assemblies. I used to make the sandwiches before, when they still did that. I'd go in and like prep the meals and stuff. Jesus never said anything to the Samaritan woman about her living with 5 men before and living with a man who was not her husband. And he revealed to her as the first person he was a Messiah. Yes, and I actually mentioned that in one of my videos that I did called, let's see, it's one I recently did. I'm going to see if I can find it. And I mentioned that on there. Yeah, pure worship or pure control, the life of Jesus drama. And that's exactly what I said. So Jesus wasn't shunning. He didn't shun the Samaritan woman. He knew she was living with a man, but yet he still, she was the first person he preached to and declared who he was.
2 things I got to say about this. First of all, he did reveal himself to the lady at the well, but if you realize, she knew who he was because she'd heard about the Messiah.
Yeah,
but the implications that he gave her was to go and stop sinning like she was.
Right.
Now, RC Kim,
he wasn't shunning her though.
If you could, our email is usually listed on our
It's on our channel, which is,
drop us an email. We would like to do, KC would like to do a interview with you.
Yeah, factsonjw@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
I also have a Facebook page, same, Facts on JW.
Especially you lived through that, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, you thought the end would come before the year 2000. And I thought when the Twin Towers hit, or when they hit the Twin Towers, I thought for sure the end would come. And that was in like 2001. And I thought, oh my goodness, the end should happen soon.
Happy Heretic.
Happy Heretic. I like that name.
I do too. It's cool.
Yeah. The Happy Heretic.
Jesus never said anything about, oh yeah, that's right. We just read that.
Yes. Oh.
Claudia Barlow.
Hi, Claudia. So your son was 4 at the time, and now he's 52.
Wow.
When that happened in the 1975 thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell your story, Artsy.
Definitely would like to hear it.
Yes, if you're interested, it would be nice. And just email me if you want to, or you can send me a message on Facebook. Facts on GW.
What's the T-shirt today? Are you in the United States?
It's Island Hopper.
Oh, mine.
Island Hoppers.
Okay, I'm not going to tell nobody who this is. Does anybody know where this is from?
Yeah, Island Hoppers. Yeah. It's got a helicopter there.
Let's see if anybody knows.
Take a wild guess. Okay, I didn't think the end would come on Y2K because it was too obvious. Yeah, I know, I thought so too. But I thought it might have come sooner. Yet here we are 25 years later. Exactly. And still chugging along. Still, I mean, like, what do the witnesses think now?
And Zoni, we'd also like to do an interview with you if possible.
Oh, wow. So Born JW you had to get up at 3 a.m., drive, and be cracking eggs by the pallets at 5 a.m.
Ooh.
That is crazy.
Island Harper's Hawaii.
Did Let reveal himself to the lady of the well, or did my ears lie to me? I like that. I know, right? They would not be like Jesus. They're mean.
Your background looks like string lights.
Yeah, we better take it down in November. Don't want to give the impression that we might celebrate Christmas. Okay, Island Hoppers Hawaii, someone says.
Yeah, that's right. But what TV series?
Yeah, it's a TV series. Yeah.
Yeah, we have good trivia on here, right?
Yeah. Okay, Born JW thinks it's a video game.
I would get up at 3 a.m. trying to. Oof.
Yeah. Magnum PI.
You got it, David.
Yay! Very
TC,
good.
man. TC's company.
Yeah, it's a TV series, Magnum PI.
Yeah, he was just a little squirt.
All right. Does anybody know what mine says? Yeah. Mine's a giveaway. North Carolina
Aquariums. Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
I wonder where you got that from.
Yeah, I know.
Where are you from? Actually, we're neither one of us are from
Pep's
here.
In the UK.
Gotcha.
We got a handful of UK people. I like that.
Yep. What part of the UK you in, Pep? I think he's told us before.
Where's your Ferrari?
I wish.
Yeah. I started questioning the cult when they said the end, and then they said we are going to build. Is
I
that
was just reading that.
Chelmsford, Bethel in the UK? That place is creepy. People who live near don't like it. Oh wow! Did you get Lori's channel? I didn't. Did you?
I don't know. See, yourself's kind of fishy.
A fishy T-shirt.
Oh,
I wonder where that aquarium is.
I started questioning the cult. Oh, you read that. I came
Okay.
here with the JW mom. And,
So we'll have to. We don't know Lori's channel, but be interested to find out who it is.
oh man, yeah,
Faith Outside of Watchtower. That's the name of the channel.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Okay. All right, cool. So
I've heard
she's
of
got
it now that they've said that. I remembered.
The what now?
Faith Outside of Watchtower.
Okay, that's the name of her channel. All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I
Thank
definitely
you for
want to check that
sharing.
out.
Yeah, we'll look that up.
Mhm.
Yes, I think there's probably more people who have left than are currently in the religion. A prostitute used her expensive, nardus oil on Jesus. She came into the Pharisee's house. So was he a client? And how do you think she earned that expensive oil? But Jesus accepted her and her oil.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know that he treated her well.
Oh yeah, I know the story.
Yeah, he treated her well because,
Right.
and then his disciples didn't want her there.
Right.
So yeah, he was respectful.
Yeah, he was very respectful to the lady. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then what about the other woman who was caught in adultery? And he said he without sin cast the first stone, and nobody did because they all knew they were sinners. and he said, well, does nobody here condemn you? And she said, no. And he said, well, I don't either, but go and sin no more. And do you know the New World Translation, they removed that.
Yep.
They removed that whole entire scenario because they claim that it didn't really happen. That wasn't a true story. Now, I don't know how they figure that. It's weird to me how they can just decide what is true and what isn't.
Oh, he's in Birmingham. All right, man.
Who is?
Pep.
Oh, yay! Did
That's
you go to the
Aussie country?
Did you go to the Oz? Well, it's not. What is it called?
KK Downing's from there too, from Judas Priest.
Did you go to that concert with Black Sabbath?
And my favorite bodybuilder.
Where are Tony's tight pants now? That's true.
Oh, Dorian Yates, the bodybuilder. Come here.
We got to check out Marcy XJW in the UK. She did a video about how the Kingdom Hall had been a spiritualist center before they bought it. It originated in the 1800s. Ooh, it might be haunted. Be over there giving talks and then something moves. They'll be like, demons!
Say hey, everybody. Oh,
That'd be funny.
look right here, Joe. Oh.
I was going to say New World Translation removed the cast first stone passage. Exactly. Jesus showed love and respect for women. Watchtower does not. Exactly. That is so true.
No, Watchtower women are second class
They
citizens.
hate women and
Yeah.
children.
Yeah. Oh, those little enemies of God.
Enemies of God. Yes. Enemies of God. He has a funny way of talking too.
You got it?
And this is our little Joey. He's our mascot. Yes. La, 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 la. Well, so I have another
my phone.
video I'm posting, hopefully tonight or tomorrow morning. And I want you to watch it because even though it is about some of the same stuff that everyone's talking about, I threw my own little spin in there and it'll be fun and entertaining. And because I don't just talk about the whole toasting thing. There's all of these other hangups. Like one of the things I mentioned is the national anthem. and how that is really confusing. And I have a little story about it, like my own experience with that, where you're not supposed to stand if you're seated and they say, please stand for the national anthem, you're supposed to stay seated. But if you're standing already, and then you can remain standing. So it gets confusing. You see how it creates all of this unnecessary anxiety.
Should I stand? Should I sit? What should I do?
Yeah. So I have
Use your Bible-based conscience.
I have a little story about that on my next little video. So I want you to watch it. And it'll be good. A guy did a video where they removed 21 verses. Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot. My friend actually took a stone into his judicial committee and handed it to the elder. When is the next video? Okay, I'm going to post it. I don't know when. Tonight, as soon as we're done with the chat.
Yep.
I am going to post my next video. I already have it. It's called JW Hangups Are Getting Annoying. That's the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have a little info in there and about my experience with this whole national anthem thing. But I'm happy to share it with y'all. So basically what happened was when I was like 13, 14, I used to play the viola in school. And we had to play in front of an audience, like quite a few people. So we're sitting down and we ended up, they decided they were going to say, they said, please stand for the national anthem. And I was like, oh, I'm sitting down. So does that mean I stay seated? And so my heart dropped because I was so embarrassed and mortified because all these people were looking at us. We were on the stage and I just stayed seated because I didn't know what else to do. And so I felt like I just froze. I was so mortified. And then I look around and I see my mom in the audience and she's standing. And I was like, why is she standing? And so then later afterwards, I asked her about it. Like, why were you standing? And she's like, oh, it was okay to stand. And I was like, but I was sitting down. What am I supposed to do? I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like this is not right for them to put children in these kinds of situations where they're having to make ridiculous decisions.
Yeah. They
shouldn't even have to be thinking about this nonsense. And I really feel sorry for children in this today. But maybe they'll let up on that too one day. You know, oh, it's okay. You can now stand for the national anthem. You're going to remain standing for the national anthem if you're already standing. That sounds like a twisted version of a red light, green light game. I know. Red light, green light. Oh, wait. Now? No. Yes? No. Oh, wait. Okay.
I don't know. It's
so confusing.
The craziest thing I ever heard. Geez, man, talk about stoning. That is insane because they told her she should have been stoned.
Yeah.
When she was getting reinstated.
And I told, hey, Maverick. And I told them, and I actually mentioned the story about like what Jesus said, he without sin casts the first stone. And they said, no, he didn't.
That's not in the Bible.
He didn't say that. You see, let me get the New World Translation Bible out for you. See, the governing body, the governing body took it out and they decided that it wasn't true. Oh, really? With what proof?
Well, now what do they do with the older scrolls that's been found that are older than any we've known that have that story in it?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, they've just totally mutilated the original Bibles anyway, so.
Oh, may I have your dog?
I know. He is the most beautiful, amazing dog ever. He is
really smart.
Corgi, Cavalier, and a Corgi mix.
He's royalty.
Yes, he acts like he's very royal. He's very posh. He's very well-mannered little doggy.
For all you Brits, you guys would know.
Yeah.
Cavaliers was Princess Diane, and the Corgis was the Queen Mom.
King Charles Cavalier.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, and the Pembroke Welsh Corgi. He's a mixture of the two,
Yep.
and he's a really
royalty.
good, he's a very good dog. Yes, yes. And we have other dogs too, but he's the one that he's up here in
Yeah.
our lap all the time.
They're moody.
No.
Yeah. Chucky's very moody.
No, he's not.
He screams and yells, and
He's not moody. He's just loud. He's a rat terrier. And then we have a Chihuahua, Petey. And then we have a Chiweenie. She's down here underneath the
she's
chair right
real
now.
moody.
You can't pick her up. She'll bite you. She's a Chiweenie.
She should have been stoned in her reinstatement. Wow.
Yeah,
wow. That's what I said.
They should. Yeah.
So glad I'm out of the doomsday cult.
I know. They told me
like-
that. I felt terrible when they said that because they just there's no respect for anyone in that religion. I mean, nobody matters in there. I always say that all the time, but there is not a single person that matters, because if you can cut your family off with a snap of your fingers, then why would anyone matter, right?
When she come and told me that, I was in awe. I was like, wow. So you should have been stoned, but we're going to let you back in, but really don't want to because you're.
Yeah. Oh, Happy Thoughts used to have a little Cavalier. They're happy little dogs. Oh, that's sweet. They are.
Oh, at Notre Dame. Cool.
Oh, what's the topic tonight? Toasting. Yes.
Quirks.
We did talk about that. We were talking about like JW hangups or things that they're stuck on and they're constant changing. Like, yes, the toasting, of course. But if they say toasting is okay, then why can't they say bless you when somebody sneezes? Or why can't they say good luck? They haven't gotten to that point yet. But we think that, there very well could be more changes in the near future because they keep changing it. And we do believe the reasons why they continue to change is because they are losing their members. They're losing a grip. There's I believe that there's more out than in the religion at this point. And they're not getting new people, really. I mean, the only people they'll be getting are maybe people who are born in or people who've been around it for many years.
Happy Thoughts used to breed Cavaliers.
Ah, nice.
Hey, little man. He's a sweet dog. Super smart. Understands a lot of words. Man.
I feel like Shunning is being hit with stones emotionally. Yeah, it really is. I mean, I felt it too. I was shunned for a while. I did get reinstated and then faded. So.
Yeah, the torture she went through, and her mom not talking to, it was the most disgusting thing I'd ever seen.
Hello, Shaq. You're a little late. Cheers to you too.
Yes, cheers. Yeah, time will pass. You're right.
Yes, I agree with you, Jeff. The more the people say the governing body has decided, the more people may start waking up. I agree too, because why is it the governing body has to decide? Why can't Jehovah decide? Jehovah is the one should be saying XYZ, not the governing body. And then they'll quote from other sources, which I call it plagiarism. If they're quoting people according to this article from such and such, when they take bits and pieces from other people that are not Jehovah's Witnesses, and then or other writers, for example, and then they use it because it suits them. Well, why aren't they getting messages straight from Jehovah? They shouldn't need to plagiarize anyone else's information.
Oh, Maverick, the contributor for 6 screens. Wow. Oh, hey, Tim, PG Pilot.
The organization actually discourages people from having dogs as it interferes with their service.
Norfolk, England.
Yeah, cool. I think I had heard that too. Like somebody had mentioned that on YouTube, that the organization discourages you from having dogs or having pets, I guess.
Yes.
Because it would discourage. So, you're not supposed to have any enjoyment in life at all whatsoever, because you have to sacrifice everything. You're not supposed to get married. You're not supposed to have children. You're not supposed to go to college. You're not supposed to have a good paying job. I mean, nothing.
You can have a party with a piñata.
You can have a party with a piñata. Yeah. That's another thing.
Yeah.
They used to say piñatas were not okay. Then they said it was okay. Make up your mind.
They are Jehovah. You're correct on that, Happy Thoughts.
You're right. Yes, they are Jehovah. The governing body, blah blah blah. We mean, but they Jehovah, blah blah blah.
Yeah, pinatas are for birthdays or quesadilla.
I mean, that's usually what you use it for.
Yeah.
Birthday. So when would they ever have an opportunity to use a pinata? There are no celebrations of any kind. The only thing they can do is maybe a wedding, anniversary party, or a graduation party. And then also, I actually remember an elder who he didn't feel like we were supposed to have anniversary parties.
Yeah.
Because if they got too big, well, that was wrong. And so I remember there was one that we had, there was like a 25-year anniversary of a couple, and he wouldn't go to it. I just thought, what a party pooper.
Go to? I'm finding JW to go to if they approve.
I think they don't like dogs because they teach people how to show unconditional love. I know. That's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
The Borg.
Yes.
Take everyone away, yeah.
Yes. Yes. They do.
Lie turn me off. Yeah, they constantly lie.
Yeah. And a lot of times what can wake people up too is just the mistreatment that they receive in the organization, and how people end up, they're so meddling and so judgmental and nitpicking every little thing. So to where you're just like, well, who am I? What about my identity?
Wow.
They don't care about that. They should name Jehovah's Witnesses, rename it to Zero People. Yeah.
Yeah, the way the halls are looking these days, they sure.
Mm-hmm.
It's matter of fact, we're probably going to go to the convention, so we'll try to post a few pictures if we can.
Yeah, I usually, if I go there, I try to go on their busiest day, which used to be Sundays, but I don't know anymore because the dramas, they have decided to space them out every day. I looked up their schedule, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning is the drama, part 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So people are going to go to the drama. They're going to watch that. So I don't know. I would definitely go in the morning, not in the afternoon, since that's when the dramas are.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't think Friday would be as busy because people are working. So we'd have to go on a Saturday or a Sunday.
I'm actually going to try to go to a Kingdom Hall too.
Yeah, we should.
And,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you should, but I will.
Mm-hmm.
It'd probably be horrifying for you, but
no, it's fine.
I was going to go and just to show people how few people are still there, just to take a picture and show you that they're half.
You should take a picture on a Sunday meeting.
Yeah.
And then we'll show it.
And this hall that
here.
we'll go to used to be packed. I mean, packed.
Oh, yeah.
8 years ago, it was packed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, packed for a Kingdom Hall, but not for a church. You know,
right?
Church services in other denominations are a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, goodness, we've seen them out there, policemen having to direct traffic to get in and out of church on Sundays. You're not going to see that in a Kingdom Hall. Oh, fill up the pinata with door-to-door territories.
Like that.
Oh, yeah. And they're old light magazines.
Very draining going to the convention. Yeah.
It is. It is. And going to a meeting as well.
That's really draining.
Yeah.
It's diet cult now.
Diet cult. Yeah.
Cult like Kool-Aid.
I love that. I love that.
Oh, I do too. That's a really cool way to put it.
Kool-Aid. That's a good one.
Did anybody see the last video I did? I had the little clip from Jim Jones in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the one where, let's see, the name of yours was called, Jehovah's Witnesses and Coercive Persuasion, How Thought Reform Rewires the Mind.
Yeah.
So he has a little clip in there about Jim Jones.
Yeah, and it shows the similarities.
Yeah, it's similar. I mean, all cults work the same way. The reason why a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses wouldn't think that they're a cult is because, well, we don't have one leader.
Oh, somebody said
but
something.
you have several. So, and they work the same as a one leader group. Pep's asking if we protest at the convention. Never have done that. I've never even seen anybody protesting.
Right. We printed shirts to do one, but the COVID hit, and that was the end of that.
Well, we might save it for an occasion where if we hear of, protests happening, we may do that.
We actually might give away some bumper stickers tonight.
Okay. Yeah, those are cheaper to mail, as long as they're in the United States. I'm not.
Well, we can mail a bumper sticker to the UK if we had to. Just cost the extra buck probably.
Okay. Yeah, we have some bumper stickers. Of course, you don't have to put.
Oh, Jeff saw the video. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you for watching. I think Esty said that. Oh, Esty saw the video too. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, CJ. CJ, did you get your T-shirt? Because I mailed it.
Oh yeah, CJ, that's right.
Hopefully.
That's the one I was wanting to know about.
Okay.
And wasn't the other person Esty? Which she contacted you, right?
I did send one to I think that's who it is. Okay, so how do we stand going to a convention? I couldn't do it. So I could not do it all day. I can't do it all day. I can sit through a little bit, but I can't do it all day. That's for sure.
No.
Oh, you would do it with a camera. Yeah, that's kind of what we were thinking. If we could get like a secret camera.
Oh, Jeff got his T-shirt. Cool.
Yay.
Yay. Yeah.
You know how hard I hit that piñata? You're funny.
Yeah, that was done for that convention, Jeff. That was going to protest. You need earplugs. Yeah.
Yeah, the ironic thing is that they shun us for dead, but want to know everything that's going on in our lives, to gossip.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, I thought we were all dead now. I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not telling you nothing about my life. It's none of your business. They are very nosy.
Oh, wow.
My mom is super nosy.
Oh, God.
I think it's the witness way to be extremely nosy. I don't think they can help it.
Hand me a bumper
She's
sticker.
very nosy, my mom.
Happy thoughts. Can you see that? Happy thoughts.
What does your bumper sticker look like? That's it. It says,
Yep.
Learn the truth about Jehovah's Witnesses, jwfacts.com.
And their UV protection and all that. They're really good bumper stickers.
How did you not get your package yet? CJ, goodness.
Man, I know. God.
The last I checked, it was in Miami.
Okay, we don't want.
I know.
He might not want people to
I
know.
know.
Remember,
It's when all are together, they are the slave. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. So they are one. They are one.
Yeah.
It's like they're one person.
Yeah.
Yes.
My mom is
going to a gathering after meeting for the congregation. It's wine and appetizers to celebrate the new change. What?
Oh my.
Cheers. Silly.
Kool-Aid.
Why? Oh yeah, Kool-Aid. Yeah. Why did they make Jehovah's Witnesses watch the Josiah drama? It's said to kill their families that weren't serving God. Ooh.
Oh wow.
Well, they basically kill them off anyways through shunning.
I remember going to
Just can't
FM Lodge.
legally kill you.
FM Lodge.
I remember going to the FM Lodge for the memorial in the early 70s. I was 10 years old and didn't know anything about the FMs, but I felt uncomfortable there. Anyone else had a similar experience? I didn't go to that. I've instructed everyone I know not to tell them anything, good, bad, or ugly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good idea.
Stop. Well, see, her mom will go through your dresser, your nightstand. She'll stand at the top of the stairs and eavesdrop on you. And she can hear a fly fart.
She can hear very well.
Jeez.
But she does go through a lot of stuff. I was in my car, yeah, or she was in my car and I had left and came back and she was going through my stuff in the car. So I'm like, I have to be really careful that I don't have any kind of incriminating evidence that she may encounter, to to turn me in. So we like these bumper stickers. We don't want her seeing that.
Yeah. Thank God I was able to lock the door so she couldn't get in here.
I know. Yeah.
Wow, how'd she that funny? Yeah, she is like the most nosy person. And it just seems to be a JW theme, because I remember when I was studying with the elders, they were like that. They were nosy. And they would tell me things. I just never could get over that, though. They would tell me who was going to get the fellowship, what for.
Yeah, they were telling you everybody's business in the congregation, who was getting this fellowship. And he wasn't even a baptized witness. He was studying.
Oh, yeah. And then that's when the circuit overseer was coming. The elder told me, he was like, oh, I'd like for you to come because circuit overseers be there, but you'll see the Kingdom Hall's going to be full. And there's people from other congregations show up, but a lot of people who are really inactive, they'll show up for the CO. I was like, what the heck? He told me the whole rundown, man. I was like, this is crazy.
I won't go to the conventions anymore unless they serve barbecue like the old Israelites used to commemorate. Yeah. That sounds good. But they don't have a life, for sure. They do not have a life. That's why they gossip. That's why they have so much anxiety, because they don't really get to release any of their
Mom
emotions.
PI.
Yeah, mom PI. Yes. They don't get to release their emotions in a positive way. So they end up gossiping and judging and being very anxious about everything.
Well, karaoke Cajun, you're not going to go back then.
Yes, they're very nosy and judgmental. I think they pretty much all are, just because it's almost like you're trained to, because you're told to snitch. So you end up looking for things to snitch about. Like if somebody was watching a movie that wasn't approved, are you going to go tell the elders on them? Or are you going to say, well, you shouldn't be watching that movie? Or are you going to go behind their back and tell the elders? Or are you going to ignore it? What are you going to do? And Jeff, I think you're right. It was easy for you to stay in so long because you minded your own business. I really didn't care what other people were doing. And that is good.
And Happy Thoughts here hit the nail on the head.
It's not the JW way, for sure. Yes, they are nosy, judgmental.
The nosiest judgmental people I've known.
Yes, like ever.
Barbecue. She wouldn't even go back for cheese danishes. The danishes.
Snitches get stitches. That's right. You're not removed, Happy Thoughts, but they gossip about you.
His wrath, yeah.
You're not removed. Yes, they like to change the wording.
Oh yeah, removed, shun, disfellowship.
But it's the same thing. So before it was disfellowship, then it was
shun, then disfellowship. Right?
No, it was so and so has been disfellowship. That was the first thing they ever said. Then they went to so and so is no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and now it's so and so has been removed. I'm guessing as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. That's a wording. That's the announcement they would have.
He's an unpaid bricklayer, if you know what I mean. So is she, actually.
Oh yeah, I did help out in building an assembly hall when I was like 14. So yep, I did do that. Volunteered my time. My mom and me and my brother, we all went together for a few days. We were there. So it was boring.
I hear you, CJ. I just want to go just to show people how few are there these days. It's not the same. It's a shell of itself, and it's getting worse.
607 reasons why 1914 is a lie T-shirt or tie.
I do like
it.
That. We are going to do that, by the way.
We are actually brainstorming some ideas on T-shirts. So that's a really good one. I like it.
Wow. You haven't saw the inside of a Kingdom Hall for 30 years and don't miss it.
Wow.
Yeah, I know you don't miss it. It's like she would get so mad at me when I was studying. We'd go and I'd sit there and I'd really try not to fall asleep, and I'd nod every time.
Oh, yeah. Like as soon as we sit down, and I'm like, quit it. You're embarrassing me. And then
that's the most boringest thing. It's like pulling teeth. I was like, just get me out of here.
And then we would look around and we saw other people were asleep too. it wasn't just him.
Yeah.
I would get sleepy as well, but I tried to stay awake. But I remember actually when I was like a teenager, I would sometimes sit with a friend and we would sit there and just giggle and laugh the whole time. And it
CO
was
visit.
really hard to stop laughing.
CO visit said if they brought back cheese danishes, roast beef sandwiches, and Shasta Cola, he'd go back for one.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Just one time.
I love those cheese danishes. Wally talked about that too on his
Yeah.
live chat. This fellowshipping is good. You find out who your friends are. That is true. That is a good point.
Your uncle found out.
Yeah, my uncle, he's an ex-Jehovah's Witness. He left a long time ago. Maybe I should interview him. That would be good.
No, he's still
Why?
Him and your mom still talk. They look like twins, but they're not.
Wait, she's not going to know?
Yeah, but he's kind of weird about that.
Here's the thing.
His best friend is still a witness.
Yeah, he has a best friend, which is very unique.
The worst witness I ever met. Curses like a sailor.
Yes, my uncle, he was raised in it when he was probably about 6 or 7. My grandparents joined the religion and he got baptized and he gave talks and all that. And then he got married to a witness, and then later they got divorced, and then he got disfellowshipped, and then they got reinstated. And by then he ended up just, he didn't believe in it. By the time he was probably 30, he no longer was a witness, and he's like 77. So I asked him, like, how did you end up not believing?
Oh, wow.
At such a young age? And he just felt like what they were teaching wasn't true, and he just kept thinking he disagreed with their what they taught about paradise, and that you would only see certain people in paradise, and he didn't agree with that. Okay.
His exact words to me was he didn't agree with some of the doctrine. He read the Bible that wasn't theirs and found some contradictions. And the third thing, he said he was giving a talk and he looked out in the audience and realized he had slept with half the women in the audience.
Yeah. They're not the most moral people either.
I was like, what?
Yeah. Terrible.
And he said they act like nothing, like they're the most pious people you ever met. I was like,
it's a
man.
facade.
I was like, okay.
There was this one elder I call Brother French, because he was a regular Joe until he was appointed an elder. Then everything he said was, we think, we think, we. Yeah.
Happy thoughts. I agree with you on that. I'd rather be disfellowshipped or shunned than be associated with people that cover that up. Absolutely, 100%.
Oh, you used to try to sit at the tip top of the stadiums. Me too. I always like sitting way up high, getting away from everybody. Because if you're sitting down below, you feel like all eyes are on you, and then you're like crammed next to somebody, and then you're like, oh, I have to pretend like I'm paying attention the entire time, and then everybody's like looking to see if you're taking notes and stuff. So I never like sitting down below. I like to be up high, away from everybody.
They forgot to put in the windows. Yeah, they don't have windows.
Can I have more than one?
The Danish.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Can I make an interview in a disguise for your uncle? I could ask him if he'd be willing. Here's the thing with him. He has a friend who's still a Jehovah's Witness, so he never talks about his, beliefs or anything. And he's very polite and all that and that the thing is that their understanding is that he just, like they basically know he doesn't believe, but he doesn't actively tell people that, or the witnesses. So I'm not sure that he would want to come on here, but I can ask him. Or the other option is I could call him and record our conversation and then post it, and so that way his face isn't on here.
We're getting a standing order for cheese danishes, and yes, you can have more than one. Time will pass.
I love those things. Those were delicious. I also like their hoagies.
Oh, no, not the hoagies. You're going to start that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so your uncle is something else. Oh yeah, he remembered 1975 too, and he thought that was BS.
Mm-hmm. So he was smart. I mean, he just woke himself up. He didn't even need any research.
Well, he was smart. He ended up becoming a very wealthy man and with no education much, right?
Yeah, no,
It's
he
crazy.
didn't go to college.
He's really smart. You talk to him, you can tell.
That's why he woke up. And my mom, the only one in her family, still in it.
Yeah.
Now on my dad's side, I have more people
A
who
lot.
are in it. Yeah. I thought I was the only one who liked the nosebleed section. No, I loved it because I was like, yeah, I got all this space. Nobody wants to be up here. I didn't feel like all eyes are on me. Felt like more freedom. Oh my goodness. Born JW, you said all the elders that were involved with your baptism have been disfellowshipped. That is funny.
All the elders I studied with had been disfellowshipped.
Yes. And all the elders that were in my committee had also been disfellowshipped at one point. Well, I'm not
two
sure.
of the three.
Two of the three that we know of.
Yeah.
The other one we don't know, but two of them for sure. And the other group I didn't know. I wasn't sure, but I knew for sure two of them. But it's kind of funny how they sit here and they want to judge you for things that maybe they've probably done worse things than I ever did, and they're going to be over here judging me. How dare they?
Yeah.
Funny how that you just read the Bible and not the publications, and you can go back to Christendom teachings instead of Watchtower apostate-driven lies. That's true. Just read the Bible. You don't need Watchtower nonsense. They end up confusing you.
Hi everyone. Hey Jane.
Yeah. Hey Jane. Thanks for joining in. That's okay.
What's Sin Game Reviews? Somebody new?
Sin Game Reviews. Hi from Australia. Wow.
All right.
Your name is Andrew. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
For joining in. We really appreciate
Glad you're here.
it. What time is it there?
Oh my, yeah.
It's like let's see, it's 5. It must be like early in the
16
morning.
hours or something, yeah.
It must be it's like I think it's like it might be 16 hours ahead. We're on Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. My mom is the only one who said so. Oh wow. Okay.
My mom is the only one who except my son, who's inactive. But I think maybe he's
7:40 a.m. Wow.
He let me show evidence once. No longer does let me. Though.
I'm in your future. I love it. Got to get back in time.
It's 7:40 a.m. on Monday, July 7th. I'm in your future. That's cool. Okay. I was thinking it was like 12 hours or more. Okay, where are we? Where are we?
We're in North Carolina.
Yeah, in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Hence the North Carolina Aquarium.
Where Toni Morris lives. Not too far from where Toni Morris lives.
Yeah. We might have to go drive by.
I don't want to go down to that Kingdom Hall.
No.
That would be one of the few that still has quite a few people.
What we'll do is we could do like a private investigation type thing. We'll go over to the Kingdom Hall.
We'll
go to the Kingdom Hall, sit in the parking lot, and take pictures of people who walk in.
Well, he's not been seen there very much. His wife, but not him. So that tells you he's not really going. I don't know. It probably embarrassed. He's probably doing Zoom or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys. Hey, Maverick. I guess he's saying hey to everybody else. Man, we got a lot of people on here tonight.
We did not have issues with the hurricane because that was in Western North Carolina. And so that wasn't where we're at.
Right.
Fortunately, we're okay.
And the tropical storm that's hidden now is nothing. So.
Yeah. After the toasting approval, there are a few Jehovah's Witnesses I want to check in on. There are a couple who know I'm inactive, but still talk with me.
Goonies
like
reference.
Everything is fine. Wow. Yeah. Maybe you should reach out to them.
Goonies reference? The Chuck Shuffle? I don't know.
Yes. I think Anthony Morris is privately reproved and his JW relatives told on his behavior. Well, why are they posting his videos though?
Yeah, they're putting them back up.
Because
they are editing them, but they are putting them back up.
I don't know. Maybe they just want to utilize some of his crazy stuff.
Maybe it's because they had him in that summons. Yeah. I thought about that. And
it could be that. Wow. So you got in trouble for toasting? That's what I'm saying. It's so stupid. My kids and
It's
my favorite
crazy.
movie, almost the Goonies. That's funny.
Do what? I missed something.
Oh, Goonies was their favorite movie,
Oh, okay.
minus the pirates. That's funny.
David Ruff.
Rolling on the floor laughing. That's what that
Oh,
means.
okay. So who's Dave? I missed something here.
So, maybe tight pants. Tony is coming back with new light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. I think we'll find out one day. We'll find out this mystery of Tony Morris one day.
Yeah. I think he's got to be coming back. Why would they put his videos back up? That don't make sense.
Well, either they're utilizing some of his stuff because it was good stuff they can use, because that's what they do. They like to use things that work for them, even if it's plagiarized stuff,
Right.
So not, with Tony Morris, maybe they found some talks that they felt like they could use. I do think that maybe the summons could be a problem with him, because I do think he is I think he will just say anything. He's going to tell the truth, and they don't want that, because I think he is not right
Off reproof. Yeah.
in the head, and he's going to say what he thinks, and that'll be a problem. There's no room in his pants for light to escape from his ass.
Do you prefer Friegel?
That's funny.
Instead of Tony? How dare you?
Friegel. He may be coming back in case some of the slave fake a sabbatical. Yeah. Or is it fake or steak? I mean, take.
Take a sabbatical.
Take. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, take an exit stage left.
Yes.
Maybe they're being Tony back.
The Smurf movie's coming soon. Yeah.
I believe Tony really believed what he said. He just seemed to be sincere. Crazy as a bed bug, but sincere. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's so different than the rest of them. And he was funny.
Yeah.
He was so crazy. He was funny.
He would just get hung up on these little silly things like tight pants.
I wonder how many times he was actually drunk when he gives speeches. You can hear him sometimes slur.
Wow. Do you know the do you know the celebrity JW tennis player got baptized in January 2025 and had a birthday party for her child in August?
Oh, really? Serena? Wow.
Also, she has a tequila business. Good grief.
Well, they drink a lot. A lot of JWs drink a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's allowed. I mean, they just turn a blind eye to that.
Yeah. You're not supposed to be a drunkard now. You can get the elders on you for that.
Yeah. But that would take a lot of evidence because when I was a child, my dad did drink a lot, and my mom tried to, get the elders involved, and they told her there wasn't enough proof. There wasn't enough proof from her side. They would need the 2 witness rule.
Right.
So it's hard to prove somebody is a drunkard unless they would have to take the word of 2 Jehovah's Witnesses outside of the family home.
Right.
Like they wouldn't count anyone who lived in the home. So it's ridiculous, really. But yeah, that's what they told her.
Yeah, this just
Jehovah's Witnesses will ruin birthdays. I know.
It's just something that's just kind of puzzled me, though, because when they put them back up, and I was looking, like I said, for a video, and the video showed up, but it had been edited, and the part I wanted was gone. And Wally was looking for some videos, too, and he was shocked that they were back up. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I mean, they put several back up. But it happened after that summons, so I'm wondering if it had something to do with that. That's what I'm curious why. What did Jeff say? Oh, that's Jane.
I know of a few Jehovah's Witnesses that have had drinking problems. I think that's probably majority, personally.
Did your uncle ever? Your uncle never did, though, did he?
No, but my other uncle did.
Oh yeah, but he was never a witness, was he?
Yeah, for a little bit.
Okay.
He got baptized in let's see, what year would it have been? I would say probably in the maybe like 1960. And yeah, something like that. And so, or it might have been late 50s. And so they told him that he got baptized, but then they found out he had done something against the rules. I'm not sure what it was. And they said that his baptism was forfeit. So they would never say that now.
Okay.
They would just disfellowship you. So since he got a free pass to be have a forfeited baptism, and then he never did it again. He didn't believe in the religion. I mean, he was too busy being a drunk, but he would read some of the articles in the Watchtower and Awake, because like the Awake magazine would have some stuff about nature and stuff. And so
Oh yeah, he loved nature.
I don't really know what he liked.
He was a wildlife person.
He was a park ranger.
Yeah.
Which was a good job. Yeah. I'm wondering what a JW birthday would look like. Yeah, I know they'd be like, well, we can't blow out candles and we can't make wishes because, that's superstitious and we don't do that. So you probably couldn't have candles on a birthday cake. You can't blow out wishes. That would be the first thing I'm thinking of that they would say. And they'd probably be like, well, we don't know if we should give you gifts because that's giving too much importance to the birthday boy or girl, because we have to always honor Jehovah. So let's just have a cake and get together and eat. That's probably what it would be.
I don't know if any of them have children or not. I know Tony did.
Oh yeah, Tony has 2 boys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about the other ones. I don't know.
I think that Tony Morris might be the only one that has kids.
Okay. I know Let has several nieces and nephews.
He doesn't have children.
Okay. I know he has nieces and nephews though.
Right.
I know Jeffrey Jackson. I don't know about him. Isn't this his second marriage?
Yes, because his first wife died.
Sanderson don't, of course. He's never been
kids.
Married.
No, he's
How about Token? Does he have any?
No, I don't know.
Samuel Hurd?
Not sure if he does. I always heard, I heard that it was just Tony Morris, but if there's anyone else, I don't know. Birthday fractions instead of blood fractions. I love it. Part of me feels hope that the CO woke up and left. He was actually a genuinely nice guy with me. Both him and his wife, I felt like they didn't belong in the circuit work. Yeah, you never know. Let has been locked up in Bethel since 1967, so no kids. Okay, right, because once you get in there, you can't have children.
Yeah, I agree with you, Happy Thoughts. They should be forced to have children. Maybe it would help them out some. Required elders to be married.
They might traumatize their children. They're really bad about that. I wouldn't want them having
Maybe
kids.
It would open their hearts up.
It didn't help your
family. Well, it didn't help your
help
family.
elders.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I know circuit overseers who had children because they went into the circuit work later. So I don't think it helps them to have kids.
Oh, Marcus tells
what would help them is to get out of that cult. That's what would help.
Yeah, because your stepdad was a nut. He had kids.
Who? Oh,
Tim. He was nuts.
He was crazy. Yeah. So having children doesn't help them. I think
he was concerned that he wanted to know if I drank alcohol over and over and over.
Yeah.
I was drinking iced tea. I was like, I rarely drink. You drink. I was like, no, I don't drink alcohol. I don't like it. And I come this close, guys, this close. I almost told him, no, I don't like alcohol. I smoke weed. But no. I was like,
can't say that.
No.
Morris is the only one in the history of the governing body that has ever had children. Okay. I think Rutherford had a son. Yes, he did. That he abandoned. Exactly. But no one else in leadership in the history of the org. Wow. Right. Yes, I did know that Rutherford did have a son and a wife that he abandoned, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Because he's a POS.
And then he had his nurse that was
his lover.
Yeah. She went to
the
the burlesque shows with him
Coca-Cola heiress.
because him and Macmillan. Fisher said that him and Macmillan went to the burlesque shows.
So Ray Franz didn't have any children?
I don't know.
Okay, so Morris, they're saying Morris is the only one who in the history of governing body members to ever have children. So
You talking about Raymond? I don't know if Raymond ever did. I know he was married.
I never heard him say anything about that, so maybe not.
Weird.
That triggered me that when they pushed vaccines on children. Yeah. Tony is actually the kind of guy I'd like to sit down and drink with. I bet he's got some stories. Yeah, especially Vietnam. He seems like a genuine guy who gets drinking and is pretty cool. Ray never had kids. Okay.
I don't know how cool he would be. I think he would be one of those guys that gets drunk and gets angry.
Yeah, he seems a bit angry. I mean, he's stuck on destruction, and Jehovah's going to come down and burn everybody up like hot dogs and stuff like that. I mean, he said stuff like that,
Are the governing body wives of 144,000? That's a good question. I would assume not. They're women, right?
No, that doesn't matter.
Oh, it don't for the 144,000?
No.
Okay.
I mean, you can be 100.
Oh,
I know
Booker.
someone,
Hey, man.
Birdie.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got to be careful with that name. But yeah, she's anointed.
A friend of my mom's. So she's anointed. Yes. So you can be anointed. Obviously, men or women, but which we all know that. But the governing body members all have to be male. Of course.
Yeah, you said that Tony had a ponytail when you first met him. That just blows my mind. Hippie Tony.
Yeah, it's weird. And I'm wondering too, like, are any of the governing body, has there ever been in governing body leaders that their wives were of the anointed? I do wonder that. I don't know. It's very possible.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would be like, huh? In a marriage. Ironically, I think the JW stuff is what fuels Tony's anger. Yeah. I imagine he's cool if you get him out of that environment. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very possible. We'd love to see Donnie with a 1980s mullet and a 22 or a ZZ Top beard. ZZ Top. Yeah, that would be fun.
Dusty heel beard.
Kool-Aid instead of cool. Mm-hmm. Have you watched videos of Selena Bertolomo? It's horrifying what happened to her and her mother. I have not watched that. Selena Bertolomo. So I'm guessing she has a horror story. Ugh. I hate to think that all of these poor people who've had so many horrific things happen to them as children. It's just awful.
I've heard some rough stuff, man. Since I watched this one in the UK where this girl told her story with her Bethelite elder stepfather. And that was disgusting, man.
Yeah. It's just I can't.
And she said that wasn't even as bad as what she heard. I was thinking, geez.
Yeah, some of the stuff that's happened to these people, it's been just absolutely horrid. I don't know why, but there's just it creates an environment that cult environment creates a lot of bad things to happen to people. It's the whole thing is so horrifically negative.
Oh, Bertoloma is online. She hadn't been lately though.
She hasn't been lately, yeah. She dealt with the CSA and AM ignored it. Anthony Morris. Oh wait, yeah, I did.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
And that he was part of that ring, the CSA ring. Yeah. They found a man who was part of it. Yeah, that's right. And she went over to the Kingdom Hall where Anthony Morris was at and asked if he was there. And they said they hadn't seen him. I remember her. Yes. Oh, you heard the tight pants speech in person? Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Oh my. She was after Tony.
How much do you think the anointing is real? Well, I don't think it's
real at all.
I mean, the
Look,
they
what they
what they
considered
believe,
anointed is not biblical. They're taking something out of text.
right?
That was
That's what they always
intended,
do.
first of all, for the disciples. What they had was totally different than what was left. They were setting the stage for future Christians. That's it. And people need to go and read those verses, not some cherry picked scripture. Read the entire chapter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they always misinterpret scripture.
Yeah, you can't. The 1914 thing, man, you'll argue till you blue in the face, Booker T, with them people. And, you know,
Well, couldn't you explain
there's so, it's the
607
most
to people?
evidence of anything possible to prove 607 is not correct. All of the cuneiform tablets, all of the ancient writings from the Jews, all of the ancient history from the ancient Babylonians, from the Romans, from the Greeks, and everybody that followed. The Egyptians even documented a part of it. It's like the most documented thing in history, but yet they're stuck on 607.
Yeah.
There's cuneiform tablets that they found by the thousands.
Hello, C. I like what you mentioned. I always wonder when anointed women go to heaven, how do they turn into kings and priests as men? And I was always told that when you're a woman here, if you're anointed, that when you go to heaven, you would just be a spirit being, right? Like the angels. So you wouldn't really be, they don't really see you as male or female, but I guess more on the male side. So I guess you would transform into something else, like an angel.
Right.
Similar to that, I guess. But more of a masculine look, probably, is what they would, perceive it to be. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, they basically just cherry pick scriptures and run with it and make up stories and all that nonsense. But people who believe they're of the anointed, I do think there's
something wrong in their mind.
Yeah, there's something wrong to go.
Or they've been told so much they believe the lie.
Or they could be like major, super duper brainwashed zealots would be one thing. Or the other is that they are just, things are not clicking in their mind properly.
Look, you take 607 and it's easy to disprove. We all know that Nebuchadnezzar took his kingdomship in 606. 20 years later is when it happened. So everything the Jews have taught since that day, every cuneiform tablet found, everything historians have found, all the ancient documents, all date to the fall of the Israeli people, the Jewish people, to 586. The temple was destroyed in 586. That was the fall. The walls were pulled down, towns were burned. They were taken off. The last remnants of them were taken off to Babylon. 586. They considered themselves in captivity until the temple was complete in 516. There's your 70 years done. And the reason why they consider themselves in captivity, because without the place to worship, that was the symbol for the Jewish people, they considered themselves still captive. Ask any rabbi, they'll tell you.
Mm-hmm. So if you can try to convince a witness about 1914, it's really easy, actually. It's really easy to
But they'll argue, zealots will.
Yes. And there may be some really nice, anointed ones out there for sure. I mean, I'm not saying that they aren't, but and it could be that they just truly intensely believe something that, is not true. So
money. Misrepresent the scripture.
Yeah, they for sure.
Yeah, constantly. They love cherry picking and misrepresenting it.
Mm-hmm.
You just watch one Jehovah's Witness speech, just one, and that'll end it. They'll quote 4 different books of the Bible in one verse out of each one in a 10-minute little talk and give this long story about each cherry-picked scripture that has nothing to do with what that scripture come from.
That's a good question, Booker T. Can a Jehovah's Witness get disfellowship for allowing their pets to get a blood transfusion? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think they, which is kind of weird, right? Because you're like, well, you're not supposed to use it. It's life. But see, they don't care nothing about pets,
Only white males with beards. Well, no, you got Token. Don't forget about him. Anybody ever saw South Park and they know who Token is? That's got to be, considering the amount of black people that are Jehovah's Witnesses, and you've got one representative. That ought to piss people off in itself.
I don't think my cat comes under the Mosaic law.
Oh my!
That's funny. Yeah.
Mormon scripture they use
Malachi 4, 5, and 6 say Joseph Smith was given a sealing key. Yeah.
Yeah. See, when you start cherry picking scripture, that's a problem.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you could basically create any story you want by taking scriptures out of context. The New World Translation, the only translation that mentions kings at Revelation 5:10, not in their kingdom interlinear. Oh, really? I'll have to go look this up now in a different Bible. I have a different version of the Bible. So that was Revelation 5, verse 10. I'm going to see if I can find that.
I like all music. I'm not a country fan, but I know that song. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them, right?
Yeah. Kenny Rogers, right?
Yeah. Being that I'm originally from Alabama, you would think I would like country, right?
So this is a different version. I think it's the English Standard Version. It says, "And you have made them a kingdom and priests to our God, and they shall reign on the earth." That's a different version. So I wonder the New World Translation. Let's see what that one says.
I like who wrote Islands in the Stream.
Revelation 5, verse 10. And this is the New World Translation. It says, "And you made them to be a kingdom and priests to our God, and they are to rule as kings over the earth." Yeah, that is. It doesn't say kings. You're right. In the other ones, it just says a kingdom and priests, not kings. They add into the scriptures. How dare they? And taken away when it's convenient for them.
It should be a Filipino brother for smart. I hear you, Joe.
What now?
It says, strategically, the next governing body member should be a Filipino brother if they're smart, but they don't seem to make a lot of smart decisions.
No, they don't. Yeah, because it's every one of them are white and one is black. And I don't, is there anyone
not even a Jewish person there.
Hispanic? Is there Hispanic, Asian?
Nope.
Nobody. Okay. Revelation is written in present tense and it's all symbolic. Yeah.
I'm damn near white. Does that count? Maybe I could be a governing body member.
Okay. That's funny.
Bee Gees. That's right. You got it, Esty. Well, it was Barry Gibb that wrote the song, but yeah. Barry Gibb's phenomenal. I know his son, Stephen, pretty well. Or used to know his son, Stephen. Moved away.
The old Revelation books used to give me nightmares as a kid. Me too. I would beg Jehovah not to destroy me. I know, actually, we talked about that, the Revelation book. It gave me nightmares too, and my brother. And, there's some creepy little things in there that's, like, do you remember the demon hand that was in one of the pages? We showed that on here before. It was like there was a hand and it looked like creepy. And all of those images in general were just creepy. And I could
qualify for governing body member. I'm out. I'm SOL there. I get spotty beard.
Yeah. I think the governing body is set now. So no more new blood. Got the international realtor in already. Oh, yeah. That's all about money now. The Philippines has growth, and it seems like the people there are true believers. Oh, darn.
Yeah, we got a lot of subscribers from the Philippines.
We did get some subscribers from the Philippines where they're watching the videos. So watch the videos if you're going to subscribe.
Yeah, they like it. They like the videos.
They don't watch. Maybe they don't understand. Maybe it's
well, they watch just
barrier.
A few minutes, like 10 minutes,
if that.
Yeah,
I think Jehovah's Witnesses in Africa Let's see. Being
United States
bringing
worldwide.
great trouble, but Watchtower is not telling Jehovah's Witnesses here. Oh, they're in great trouble. On news that has 2 Christian churches, people killed by other tribes. This was like last week. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. They do have some
Heard must
turmoil
have
over
gotten
there a
into-
lot of times. The Plymouth Brethren, now called, had a leader that was a pig farmer, and he made them all get rid of their pets in the 60s and 70s. Or 70s. Wow. Oh, that's sad. My mother was so devoted that
That's
she would
crazy.
tell us Jehovah was going to destroy us if we were not pioneers. Goodness.
What?
Talk about stress.
Yeah, but I've heard I've heard that before.
I would be like, well, just go ahead and kill me now. Get it over with.
And if you're having trouble, if you're having problems in your marriage, problems in your personal life, just pioneer.
Yeah, you're not dedicating enough time to Jehovah's service. You need to get out and field service more. You need to pray more. You need to study more, and that will solve all your problems. And go to the meetings and comment. My new idea: Jehovah's Witnesses will sell all Kingdom Halls and make religious videos for members to watch on YouTube. Then they will have a Watchtower travel agency to hold and arrange annual conventions. That's a good one. I like that.
Jeff's going to start doing family worship with his cat. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah. And we got our dogs here.
Yeah.
Do family worship with them. Well, governing body worldwide world. Oh yeah, that's right. The worldwide work strategy. What countries still have dial-up stream-powered internet? Let's go there and spread the word.
Yeah, you're right. Happy thoughts. They got a travel company, but now they got a international realtor too on the governing body. Think about that.
They say they are in 240 lands. Now I wonder if that's true or not, because they a bunch of liars.
Yeah.
And over 240 lands. Let likes to make it sound like it's so amazing.
Well, here's the thing that kills me with them. We preach the good news in this many languages. I'm like, really? Have you forgot about the Mormons? Jeez, they do even more.
Well, and what about other Christians? Like, they send missionaries. They go on mission trips. They send missionaries to different countries to help out. And they actually do humanitarian aid.
Yeah.
Okay? Jehovah's Witnesses don't do that. So don't toot your own horn yet, JWs.
Oh, the Catholics. The Catholics have been preaching for a couple of thousand years, and they preached in languages that's no longer in existence.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. They see Jehovah's Witnesses think that they are the only ones preaching all over the world, and they're the only ones that can preach in all these different languages, but they don't realize that plenty of other Christians are doing that and better.
Well, look, just take a good look at South America and Central America and what Spanish done in the name of Catholic Church. They converted all those people to Catholicism.
Oh, Booker T, you said that in your old hall, the elders gave a warning talk about obesity, and most of the Pioneer sisters were heavy. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's...
How embarrassing. Oh, that's funny. 240 lands. I wonder how many Jehovah's Witnesses are in North Korea and China. Yeah, none, probably.
No, in the Arabias.
Oh, yeah, like the Muslim countries?
Yeah,
definitely they don't like anybody there.
Other than Casablanca, I guess that'd be about it, because they pretty much are lenient.
Where's that?
Morocco.
Oh, okay. The Seventh-day Adventists have 3 times the number than Jehovah's Witnesses, with not a single door knock.
That's a good
so
one.
Funny. I love it. Yeah, because door knocking doesn't work.
EST, what qualifies as land? Yeah, there you go. That sounds like one of their sayings.
And they don't do charity work. It's true. It's against their religion. Yes. Yes.
Yep. Apartments.
Oh, so in Ireland, supposedly,
yeah,
their Jehovah's Witnesses can get disfellowship if they're too fat. A long time ago.
Not in human.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, they might classify it under gluttony, one of the 7 deadly sins. What qualifies as a land? That's a good question. The Witch Tower, I like that, is the charity where the money goes to one-way traffic king.
Oh yeah, that's right. The 7-Day Adventists, man, they've come a long way with their stuff. Wow.
Okay, there's none in Yemen. Yeah, I wouldn't think there would be any in Muslim countries.
Yeah, and they preach a very similar message too. It's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
No one is allowed on the Sentinel Islands because the inhabitants want to be isolated from society. So obviously they would not have any witnesses there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure there's quite a few countries that witnesses don't exist. I mean, we know they got kicked out of Russia.
Oh yeah, there was a Bible study in China about 4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Now, I guess Hong Kong would have had them as well because
I
they
mean,
were able to there.
Yeah, I actually had heard of some people that were serving in China, but they have to do it like discreetly. I don't think there's no door-to-door knocking there.
Well, I don't know about now. Now it belongs back to China, Hong Kong.
I'm just
I
talking
guess
China.
somewhat, sort of.
So there was a Bible study being conducted in a cafe in secret. Yeah. So that's how you'd have to do it in China.
Yeah. Sim Game Reviews. I like that name.
Satellite.
J.W. Hyde in Russia.
Oh yeah. So if someone came and hurt, so if someone got hurt at a cart witnessing, would Watchtower help them? Yeah, that's a good question. Probably not. I've known people who were need graders in China. Yeah, I actually met somebody too.
I like what Booker T said.
Jehovah's Witnesses hide in Russia. Yeah. If they're still in there, if they haven't left.
Do you remember back in the 70s and 80s, they would publicly reprove unbaptized people and say, so and so is bad association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I don't, because that was before my time, but that is ridiculous to not even be baptized and still be classified as bad association and that you should not have anything to do with them. Kind of ridiculous. So in China, it's all
time will pass. Remembers that.
Discreet meetings are held in people's houses in small groups. Okay. So you remember that too. Time will pass where they would public reprove unbaptized people. And apparently my mom told me that back in the day they would not only say so and so has been disfellowshipped, but they would say what they got disfellowshipped for, and that was before my time. But I'm like, talk about embarrassing. Yikes. Okay, thank you, Happy Thoughts, for joining in. I know it's
definitely Happy Thoughts. Thank you. We thought about you coming on early, so glad you were here.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
You know, that's the thing people have to remember, though, is the witnesses are innocent in this. Yes, they're harsh because they've been taught this, they've been brainwashed into this, but you know that they're just trying to do what they think is right. But the people that know better, that's the ones that aggravate me to no end. People who should know better and still force this religion on people and tell them they're going to do away with their family if they don't follow it. That's beyond. That's not forgivable.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we should treat every witness very nice. And yeah, kill them with kindness, man. They like to love bomb people, love bomb them back, but love bomb them in a message that's saying, look, you're wrong.
Yep.
And I know it's hard not to get upset, but you'd have to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Where did Pep go? Pep's in the UK too. I guess he's gone.
Yeah, I liked it when we had somebody from Scotland last week.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's busy this week at International Convention, right? Or was?
Because he's a PMO.
Yeah, it's this weekend.
So, oh yeah, what is it?
Yeah, it was this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Tim, yes, heard your speech.
I think it goes on for several weeks.
Huh. Happy Thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate to see Happy Thoughts go.
Oh, we are family J-Dub survivors. That's right.
That is correct.
Yes. So we can come on here and talk about it, what it was like and what it's like now. And it's like I've said before, I just feel like when you're in that religion, it is so stressful because you are constantly having to cross your T's and dot your I's. And did you forget something, and somebody's going to judge you for this or that, or Jehovah isn't pleased with this or that. And it just is overwhelming. And there's not a single witness out there who isn't suffering from anxiety. I know me personally, I suffered pretty badly with anxiety. But it's so much better when you leave and you can just have this weight lifted off your shoulders. And even if your family isn't with you, that isn't easy, of course, but like, at least what do you have in common with them? I know, I know I always get nervous if I do happen to talk to witnesses, because the last thing I want them to ask me is, what congregation do you go to?
Yeah.
Because it's like, don't ask me any questions, please. It's annoying. That's all that's on their mind.
Only.
Now I keep singing Born a JW, Born a Survivor. Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
25 minutes.
JW, fake religion, break up families. That's for sure.
Yeah.
The only convention I didn't mind going to as a JW was when you had my 600cc motorbike and got back home in 25 minutes.
Oh, I love it.
That's funny. You're a rebel. Someone says. I forgot about the panic attacks I would start getting at the Kingdom Hall as I was really waking up. Yeah. I mean, it can definitely create an insane amount of anxiety.
When she was waking up, the same thing.
Yeah. But it's hard to deal with when you realize you were lied to. Victim of victims. Yes, that's true. Yes. Yeah, the whole thing. But the governing body is not victims. The governing body is not a victim anymore. What was? Oh, you're getting it at the Kingdom Hall.
Yeah.
Well, that's what.
Boring. I meant.
Yeah, they were boring.
They are boring.
Jeff got him at the Kingdom Hall. Panic attacks.
Jeez. Did you ever get him there? I know he was waking up. He was having them.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I went through a stressful time sometimes, but it wasn't because of that religion. Not that I knew of. I just remember, here's what I remember. When I was a witness, not when I was waking up, I would go to the Kingdom Hall and I would be so ready for it to be over with. I just hated it. It was so boring and it would just drag on. And sometimes they would go over and I would just be like, oh, how much longer? And I would sit there and count how many people would comment under one question. And I'm like, please hurry up, please hurry up. And then at the end of the meeting, I'd be like super pissed and ready to leave. So I never was in a good mood going to the meetings.
That's true. I remember those.
Forget about being a servant or elder. Just get a bike. Trust me. Okay.
I love it. You know, how many people still remember the JW songs that you guys sing? She can still remember them.
Yeah, for sure. I have my favorite one that I actually learned how to play on the piano, and it was the Victory Song, because I always thought it was really pretty, because it's kind of like dark, like dun, 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 dun. That one.
I don't think nobody on here would know that.
Yeah, they do. Victory Song.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, the one about when Jehovah saved the Israelites.
How does it go?
The 10 plague. Sing to Jehovah, for he is highly exalted, something like that.
Nightmare remembrance.
It's all right. Oh no!
Now that song's about.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Sorry, time will pass.
Highly exalted. Yeah, that's the one. The horse and his chariots he has cast into the sea. Did you all see the apostate video from the? Oh yeah. We've all seen it. I mean, it's like, it's just, we
No,
were
stop singing.
sorry. Casey got counseled. I meant to say prayer with Jehovah before sleeping, not pillow talk. That's funny. Can anyone remember the most irritating song ending? How happy are the merciful?
You remember that one?
Oh, I'd have to hear it. I know there were some boring songs for sure. I just focus on the ones I like.
It's funny. You can sing.
Oh, no, it's all right. It's fine.
She can sing.
No, I can't. So,
I can't. That's why I play an instrument.
well, he used to sing. Mm-hmm.
I did.
But he messed up his voice. Yeah.
I was a bodybuilder, so needless to say, I took steroids.
Oh, so song 125. I need to keep my songbook handy. Let me go grab it real quick because I don't remember.
Oh my Lord, they remember the song number. That's pretty cool. 587. Yeah, I remember that song ending. Oh my God, it was sucked. Everyone got it wrong.
I remember.
I got to hear this now.
The victory song is song number 171, and this one, of course, the newer
Madrid.
ones I never really kept up with as much.
Myriad.
So,
Myriad.
What was it called? 125. Jehovah is on my side. Is that the name of it, or was it the other 125?
Page 100 in the Brown Book.
Loyally submitting to theocratic order.
Time will pass at page 100 in the Brown Book.
Oh, okay. 100?
That's what time will pass it.
Okay. So, Lord Jehovah our God. Okay. I see. I would have to hear it, I guess. It looks like it says Lord Jehovah our God a lot.
What's she saying?
Lord Jehovah.
Page 100 is.
Bye, Jane. Thanks for coming in. We really appreciate
Jane,
it.
see you. Hate to see you go.
Yeah.
Bye.
I will have to listen to that song and see. Of course, the other one. We are Jehovah's Witnesses. We speak out in fearlessness.
The Brown Song book was much less culty, Jeff said.
That's the one I remember more.
You broke out the song book. Jane had to go. Nightmare memories.
They still have the victory song. That's the one song I really liked.
Happy Merciful, song 125.
In this book?
Well, just look for Happy Merciful.
Oh, Happy Merciful.
Yeah. Happy are the merciful, I meant.
Happy are the merciful. I am not seeing that in that. I'll have to look for it.
Well, you got one song. Just look up Psalm 125 right there.
It doesn't say that.
Well,
I already did. I already looked. So you just look at theirs.
I'm looking right here.
The flashbacks. When you said the victory song, for some reason, the Eagles lyrics, I will sing my victory song from Already Gone, came into my head. Oh, well, that's better than trying to keep this in your head. I don't see. Wait. Oh, no, I don't see it.
Oh, my. How many song books do you got?
Well, there's 2 here, and then they've changed some more.
Well, you probably got it then.
I don't know. I don't see it. It's not Song 125 in these books. But I don't know. The new stuff, it's all online.
Keep your eye on the prize, Song 191.
Yeah. Oh, we know that one for sure. Yes.
I don't know none of them. Thank God.
What about Loyal Love? Loyal love, God is love. You know that.
Geez, guys, the flashbacks. Time will pass.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
We need to do a video on the songs.
I don't know. Copyright.
You don't have to play them, but just talk about them and how culty they are.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because actually, if you look at what they all say and what they're singing about, a lot of it is about praising the faithful slave. And then it's about Jehovah. And very few are about Jesus. And it's funny because they claim to be Christians, but yet they don't really talk about Jesus much.
Oh, that's cool, Happy Heretic. I like hearing that.
What now?
Right there. You want to read it out loud?
A friend of mine, Keith Bush in California, woke up, went to his brother to ask for forgiveness for shunning him 20 years. Oh, his brother said, I forgave you 20 years ago because I know you were brainwashed. Oh,
That's cool. See, that's the
so
thing. We got to
sweet.
remember that,
Yeah,
man.
there's always hope.
Yeah. When you said victory song for some reason, the Eagles lyrics. Oh,
I just said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful expression of unconditional love.
That's
right?
a good song by the Eagles.
I'm singing with you guys, and my boyfriend says, Lord help me. Sorry.
Who said that?
Time will pass. Oh, wait. Yeah, time will pass.
Saying, yeah.
Oh, wait. We have Talk Cool Woman, maybe? Tall Cool Woman.
Oh, that is cool.
Hello.
Hi.
Tall Cool Woman. I like that.
Tall woman.
Thanks for joining in. Yes.
Oh, that mystical.
Oh. Dark days are here. Man lives in fear. Everybody's dying. Keep your eyes on the prize was the funeral song. Oh, yeah. Booker T, you asked a question there. Can Jehovah's Witnesses get disfellowship for the MAS?
MAS, the mass?
I can't say the word. I don't think I can say.
Oh, got you.
Yeah.
Can witnesses get? Yeah, of course they can.
Well, only if it became a problem, like if they were watching Corn, you know, and I think it would have to be like, a chronic thing. Happy Are the Merciful had a kind of Superman theme chessy ending. Happy Are the Merciful.
Oh, you got people interested in the songs. What was your favorite song besides the other one you used to like?
The Victory Song, and then I liked another one.
The one I caught you singing one day.
I don't know. Well, I liked songs that I could play on the piano. Like I liked the song that was called Life Without End at Last, of course.
Oh yeah,
Paradise.
that was it.
Yeah. It's about paradise. Can you see with your mind's eyes people dwelling together? Of course, this is the older stuff. This is what I remember more, And I know that they changed it to this one, and I did sing these songs too. But in 2009 is when they came out with this, but I just always had the other one stuck in my head.
The song was in the Pink Book.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have that one. They did away with that one when I was like 5. But I'm sure we can find it online.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sorrow has passed. Peace at
Tall,
last.
cool woman. Glad you're here.
We had an old record player in the hall, and someone on the sound played the song at the wrong speed. That's so funny.
Do you have the Pink Book?
No, that's like way before my time.
Oh.
It was like they did away with that when I was like 5.
We got it in the garage. I saw it.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to go. We were able to get some books from some people.
Yeah.
That were getting rid of it. So
your books and everything.
Yeah. Some really old stuff, but I don't think I didn't never see that book in there. So I'll have to go look and see if I can find one.
It's been crazy living with a determined Pee-me? Oh my, physically and mentally and
I'm usually listening in with one earbud. Oh, goodness.
Oh,
I hope you can wake your the person up.
No doubt. And we're very glad you're here.
Yeah.
With all these people in this group, somebody will be able to help you out. I'm telling you.
And we'll do the best we can. Book? Oh, I have a Pioneer book too. Mine was red. Oh, was it? Oh, no, wait. No, it was blue. Yeah.
Where is it?
I went in Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
It's in the other room.
Okay. Yeah. We got books everywhere.
Yeah. It's blue. I remember going to Pioneer School and I couldn't tell you anything about it.
And we've got every Bible known to humanity.
Yeah.
Me too. I missed y'all.
Oh. Yeah.
Glad you're here.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Definitely.
I'm thinking about climbing up into my rafters in the garage to look for my mom's old books.
No
I know.
doubt. Man, you ought to go to
Looking
eBay and look what they sell for. Crazy.
Yeah, I gotta go find that old songbook now.
Anybody got old Russell stuff? They're sitting on a gold mine and old Rutherford stuff. Wow.
Oh, yeah, she's 62. So I
Okay.
like the
So
new,
yeah, we're around the same age.
I like the new country song "Living Peacefully in a Peaceless World."
Haven't heard that song.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot more into like old school stuff and like a lot of old funk. So I'm a bass player by trade, so the old funk is something I like.
Yeah. Does anyone have a full set of listening to the Great
10
Teacher
minutes.
cassettes? Oh, that's a good one.
Of what?
I have the book, The Great Teacher, but actually, you know what I do have? I have the Bible story book in cassette.
Oh, somebody has Divine Plan of the Ages, Finished Mystery, etc.
You
The
have-
Finished Mystery, if you got an
Really?
original one, it's like $1,000. Well,
Wow.
you can get them for $250. Depends on the how the quality of it, how good it is.
Okay, so RT Kim bought 4 of Rutherford's and 3 of Russell's. Wow.
Wow, good one.
Hello, Pam.
I've got the
Great
reprints.
Teacher set. I have a Great Teacher set. Oh, okay. Cool.
Wow.
You liked Walking in Integrity. Okay, that song, yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that one. A lot of times I might just, if I hear it, then I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard that before. Don't always remember the titles.
Hot pink cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Really?
1,000.
1,000?
Whew.
Yeah, some of them are. It depends. Like the quality of it, if it's good, if it looks like new or not.
Yeah, so it depends, I guess.
I just saw one of the very rare Russell books sell for $4,000 on eBay, and somebody bought it. Tall, cool woman. Let's see. I like the cassettes about
The Plagues.
Plagues.
It was,
It was
oh
a
yes,
drama.
yes. I had those too. I don't know.
I played it for kids at bedtime.
I remember listening to that when I was a kid. I remember the one about I think it was the flood and Noah's time. Yeah. It was good. Oh, and then Jezebel. There was one about her.
Dear tall, cool woman. Ever since I read your name, this song's in my head by Credence. I think it's Credence. She was a long, tall woman in a tight dress. Oh, with the mystical song.
Oh yeah. That's that song. That's Watch How We Walk and Watch How We Talk. Yes. And we are Jehovah's Witnesses, and we speak out in fearlessness. And that one.
I listened to it on
I still
YouTube
remember
recently. It
going
was
to
pretty
sleep
good.
To the Great Teacher cassette. Oh, it was much happier than my book of Bible stories.
Hollies.
Yeah.
Thank you, Esty.
In the study in the scriptures book, Jehovah's Witnesses said Michael the Archangel was the Pope of Rome. Yeah. Russell had a different view of who that was. Craziness.
Cool.
Tim. Hi, Tim. The
Man.
Great Teacher book, the empty tomb picture. Yeah, I have the Great Teacher book. I haven't looked at that in years.
Yeah, she's got a lot of stuff in Spanish too.
Yeah.
I was daydreaming.
Oh, you listen to it on YouTube? That's cool. I guess that's where you can get it now.
That's funny.
And Please Hear My Prayer. That's another song. Is it in this book? Born JW? Please Hear My Prayer. I don't know. I don't remember that. I'm going to have to look that up. Please Hear My Prayer. They don't really...
Happy Heretic. Good night, man. Or
that's a woman, actually.
lady.
I think.
Dear.
Bye, Happy Heretic. Thank you for joining
Have sweet dreams. Thank you. Thanks so much for being here.
My mom does her meetings on Zoom, and they play the old songs a lot. Oh, really? I remember that I got in trouble by the elders for buying those fancy magazines and track holders for witnesses. Really?
Wow.
With your name engraved? Not sure if they did that in the U.S. as well. They had this. They used to make these little watchtower symbols, and sometimes people would have them like a necktie. A tie pin or something, and then or like a little pin, And then they were saying that they weren't allowed to have that because it was copyright. So then they stopped buying it. So I don't know. They always have to make some nonsense rule out of everything.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Bye, happy. What is it? Happy heretic.
Yeah, happy heretic.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yellow cassette tapes for the Bible
Yeah.
storybook.
I do have those.
You got those.
I have some
they're
of
over
those.
there,
I was
think.
able to get some, and I did have that as a kid.
Yeah.
You got in trouble with the elders a lot. Yeah. I don't know. It's annoying.
I remember.
They're just so ridiculous. They just try to find everything they possibly can to complain about.
Yeah. I think they're over there. They're downstairs.
Stoops. You're looking for the
those cassette tapes.
Yeah, I believe they're in the garage. Actually.
Oh, okay.
They're not.
I know. I just had them in my hand a few days ago. Watch
Yeah,
out, he's right
I'm
behind
looking
you.
for them, but I'm not moving.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think what we're gonna do, since we've been on for about 2.5 hours and we've enjoyed our chat, just kind of going over the latest things with the witnesses, with the governing body updates, and with just bringing back old memories of the old books and stuff.
And guys, real quick, if you could hit the like button, give us the thumbs up, and hit the bell. And if you hadn't subscribed, subscribe. And really deeply appreciate it because it helps our algorithm so we can stay in touch with everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you are enjoying it. Thank you so much. And okay, so someone was asking though, what is the tie pin that the governing body are wearing? Oh, I don't know,
but I've noticed it. I don't have a clue what it is.
Yeah, probably isn't a watchtower symbol.
I wonder if it's something in Masonic because they adopted a lot of Masonic stuff.
I'm gonna pay attention to
it.
Those fancy algorithms.
Yeah.
Well, they messed me up, the algorithms on that one video I had.
Oh yeah.
Because I uploaded the video about the pure worship or pure control, and there was some copyright information on there, so I deleted it, and then I had to re-upload it like 2 more times, and then after that, it was no longer copywritten. But then that messed up the algorithms.
Yeah.
And hopefully it will clear itself out eventually. I hope so.
Yeah, it says we just got to upload more videos to clear it back out. But
so it's just frustrating when you put in effort in making videos and then,
hours.
And then they're just like, nope, we're not going to show this to nobody.
It's crazy. I can sit down for an hour or so and read over watchtowers and find tons of information to talk about. But then putting it together is the problem.
Yeah.
And same with her.
Yeah. I was at an assembly when a pioneer sister slapped her 8-year-old daughter for having candy cigarettes. That is stupid. And yeah, I remember those candy cigarettes, and my parents didn't want me to have those. But they were, that's crazy to slap your kid over it. Good grief.
Yeah. You could blow out of them and the chalky stuff would come out.
It feels more real with so much AI around us to go live. Well, I'm so glad that you are coming on today and enjoying the live stream. We try to do this every Sunday as our goal.
Thanks, Jada.
And sometimes we throw in a weekday one, but we'll give you a heads up on that.
Yeah, because, it just, AI, man, I don't want to do videos in AI because, I want to be real. I want to talk to you guys, and she does too, because we're trying to help people. And we feel that the best way to help people to get out of this and to wake up is to actually just tell you, and let's tell our stories, everybody. Because the more people hear the stories of how you woke up, how you learned the truth about the truth. And I know that sounds funny, but how you learn.
Yeah, the truth about the truth. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's when you, hey, Joy. And that's when you can truly have your mind back. You can have your critical thinking skills back.
And thank you, Artsy Kim, for saying that. It's fun and I enjoy your videos. Well, thank you. We really appreciate that. We're always open to suggestions as well, because sometimes, you don't always know what to talk about.
Any suggestions, guys, please comment. Give us some suggestions, what you would like to see. That means the most to us because it gives us ideas.
Okay, so Maverick, you're going to possibly start a live radio show soon? Okay,
that
would
cool.
Be great.
Let us know.
Yeah, we'd love to hear that. We need help.
Everybody should.
I was waiting to hear your ending. She was talking to Maverick.
Oh.
You both do really well. Oh, well, thank you.
Your hair looks...
again. Oh, it is long.
It's real long.
It's in a braid. It's not super long, but the longest I ever had it was down to my butt. And now it's like halfway down my back. Yeah, it's good for all of us, especially being shunned. Yeah, some of the people here are shunned because you don't have long-term friends if you just woke up. I know, because they create this bubble you have to be in when you're a witness, and then you leave and you're not in the bubble anymore, so you have no friends to talk to. So you have to create a new community, and that takes time.
Oh, Armageddon dramas are fear. Yeah. There you go.
What now?
Do a video on Armageddon dramas or fear.
Oh yeah, okay, that sounds good.
Oh, hey guys, if you hadn't saw it, who said that?
My JW song. A few comments earlier.
Artsy Kim, if you'll go to the very, very first video was ever posted on this channel.
Yeah. It's
called Cult of Doom.
Yeah, let me show you what it looks like.
It's a short video, but it's pretty good.
It actually is like an Armageddon video.
It's what it is.
He did the video years ago. It was the first one.
6 years ago.
Then we never did another one for 6 years later. And he didn't do a thumbnail, but this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
So it's the very first one. So if you look that up, it's actually very good Armageddon, Doomsday. So it's called Jehovah's Witnesses, Cult of Doom.
Truth is true. Yeah, there you go. My JW songs, few comments.
Yeah.
You know, the JW songs, everybody joined in on that quick. That was actually something to talk about.
We stand with carts and cups of tea.
I'm going to do Armageddon.
Ours is the org of false prophecy.
Oh, I missed. What did I say?
I love it. That would be a great song. We're Jehovah's Witnesses. We stand with carts and cups of tea. Instead of we speak out in fearlessness. Ours is the org of false prophecy.
There you go.
Yeah. And then need an ending. Okay. We're Jehovah's Witnesses. Let me see. What was the name?
Time will pass. Thank you.
Now I got to do this before we end.
I'm already subscribed. Thanks, Maverick.
Yes, thank you so much.
Oh, Born JW.
Yeah, Born JW, you're great. You always come on. We really
I know.
appreciate
You always say such kind things, man. Thanks. Booker T.
Does anybody remember the number of the We're Jehovah's Witnesses song in this songbook? So,
did you ever see Racism from any JW elders?
Racism?
Yeah.
No.
Not
that I know of, anyways.
Yeah. I didn't never see that from them. Like,
no, I got mistreated as
Hispanic.
a white woman in the Hispanic congregation. Yes, they did mistreat me. I don't know if you'd call it racism, but I definitely was not treated the same. So yeah, I guess if you call it that, for sure. They had these like stereotypes and stuff that they thought that white women were nothing but a bunch of whores. And so like easy women and stuff. So they kind of had that impression of me.
Number of the song was 666.
I wasn't, of course.
Well, I was thinking Iron Maiden. I'm sorry.
So what's the name of the We're Jehovah's Witnesses? Anybody know that one? The number? I gotta find it. Nobody knows it. Can I add it to my playlist? It will still bring online YouTube traffic to your videos, but I'm trying to wake people up. Yeah, of course.
Feel free.
Yes, of course. Okay, I'm trying to find this song. I am so sorry. I really want to see because I can't remember the rest of the lyrics, and I'm looking through it now.
Never be. Oh, I like that.
Okay, now you take care of them while I look this up.
You look through that, and I'm reading through here. I'm just, you know me, I read to myself before I read it out loud because I'm going through them. I didn't say hi to you yet. Oh, okay. That was CJ. Thank you, guys. Can I add to my playlist?
Yeah, we said yes.
Thank you, guys. Can I add it to my playlist?
Oh,
of course. Anything you see, yeah.
You're behind.
Oh, I'm fine. I was in the Spanish congregation too for a while. Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, no, I thought they were racist towards me. Some of them, anyways.
Right.
But
I felt that a
whatever.
little bit. Yeah. I lived in East LA for a while.
But I just try not to let it bother me. Man, I cannot find that song.
Definitely keep us posted about your channel. I'd like to know more about that. Song number 63, KC. Born JW said.
Oh. I don't know why I can't find it. No, that's Let the Light Shine.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's in this one.
I told my mom I had nightmares as a kid. My mom said, well, you were always different. That sounds something like your mom would say.
Yeah.
That's sad. That book would give you, man, Revelations book, that would give any kid nightmares.
Jehovah doesn't want me to find this song.
I love it.
All right. Oh, well. I'm going to have to be ready for it next time we meet. Then I'll sing it to you. How about that? And we'll come up with a new song. It'll be a replacement song for We're Jehovah's Witnesses. Maverick
said, real talk like this is very much needed. I support everyone as much as I can. That is super cool, man.
Yes, that's good.
Tall, cool woman. Tim, I'm glad to have met you. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Good night. Good night, tall, cool woman. Glad that you were here.
Well, I don't know why I can't find the song, but I'm going to try a little bit longer. Oh, well, I give up.
Or maybe I missed
give up on it. I can't find it. I was looking for it in the in the back here, but I didn't see anything that says
Artsy Kim is fluent in Spanish. How about you?
Yeah.
Speak.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hablo español. Yes, I do not see it. I cannot find it. Oh well. Maybe I will. And then we can figure out a new one later. So I can't find it. Kim. Oh well. Okay, well, I appreciate you being patient, waiting here, and trying to wait for me to find the song, but I could never find it.
Now you got to catch up real quick before we can go bye-bye.
It's okay.
Because you can't find it.
Yeah.
That's one song you should know.
Well, I mean, I know part of it. It's just we're Jehovah's Witnesses. We speak out in fearlessness. Ours is the God of true prophecy. What he foresees comes to be. I think, yeah, there you go. Anyways, I don't need the songbook.
You don't need the songbook.
What
I've heard you say that before.
To be. So then we need
here's
to
what she said.
Estoy bien y feliz porque hablas español. Hablo español también. Oh, hablas español. Okay, yeah. Yay. Well, very good. Very good. Yeah,
what did she say?
She's very happy because I speak Spanish too.
Oh, okay, cool. You guys have a lot in common. All you guys have a lot in common. That was part
I think
of
there's
it.
quite a few people on here that probably learned a second language because they did encourage us to do that.
That's the cool thing about witnesses.
A positive thing, to learn a foreign language is a good thing. Yeah, for sure. So
that's the one positive thing.
I think Jeff speaks French. Yeah.
I know that's right.
Typical watchtower erasing everything 10 minutes after it's published. That's for sure. All right. I apologize for the delay on that one.
What he foretells comes to be.
Yes. So we need to rewrite this song. I like what you were saying. I think it's Maverick. About like changing the wording on that song. We're Jehovah's Witnesses. So we can come up with a new one. I like that.
At work, I say, oh, okay.
Oh, you say calmate, or you say calmo, right? So you've learned some Spanish too, huh, Jeff? I learned before I was told to learn.
Oh wow!
My goodness, okay. Wow, that's great.
Well, I'm terrible with languages. Oh,
Men made God, oh yeah, of wood and stone, but the true God they've not known. Blah blah blah.
the only language I knew was Muskogee Creek, and I had to learn that as a
It's a
child because
Native
of my dad.
American. It's a Native American language. That's oh, you Googled it. Okay. Well, that. Oh, okay. That's what I'll do. We'll Google the rest of
What's that?
the song
Oh, cool.
that we're looking for. But yes, that's true. That's how it goes.
But because of my half brother, I learned Choctaw as well, and that's what I know better. I still remember some of that. Hello, how are you?
Sounds kind of Asian sounding, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They're a type of Asian.
Yeah. I want to do a whole alt Pimo song book for those still in to stay sane. Oh, that would be good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be good. And you have some good ideas. I like it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was sitting here going. These people, man, a lot of good
Pimo
ideas.
song book, yay!
The Pimo.
That'd be great.
We get some really good ideas here. I mean, I think I'm going to research the Armageddon stuff, and that'll be really, really good because people love to see those, even though those are nightmarish videos.
I have Cherokee and another on tapes. I love languages. I do too. I enjoy
Cherokee. Believe it or not, even though we're on the Muskogee Creek rolls, there is Cherokee in my family, but very little. But they don't claim it.
It's actually his grandmother was half Cherokee and half Muskogee Creek.
But she's not on the Cherokee roll. She's on the Muskogee roll.
Right.
Because the creeks, it was after the removal.
Oh, it's 8 a.m. in Japan now.
Oh, who's just signed on? Hannah. Hey, Hannah.
Hey, Hannah. Thank you so much for coming in. Yes, and we really appreciate you coming on the other day, chatting with me. I really appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. You done an interview with Hannah.
Mm-hmm.
We got somebody from Japan, guys.
Sing it out loud to ID fellow Pimos at the meetings. Yeah. Good morning, Hannah. Yes. Pimo song. We were just talking about languages. So, konnichiwa, right? Right?
Yeah,
is that right?
I think so.
Konnichiwa, Japanese for hello. Yes.
Thank you. I made it in time.
Yeah, just barely.
Barely, because we're getting ready to sign off in a minute, but we'll stay on a few minutes for you.
You can always watch the
numbers went back up.
You can always watch the I guess you can watch our live chat later too, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love languages myself. I would love to learn more. I only know Spanish. And then I know a few phrases in a few other languages. Oh, the battery's almost dead. Here, you got to plug this in.
All right.
I didn't realize.
Well, I was married to a Hispanic lady, and I still didn't learn Spanish. Well, she didn't like to speak Spanish, though. But I lived in East LA. You'd think I wouldn't have known it, but enough to get by. That's it.
The truth about the truth in music. YouTube, no cake for you.
Oh, okay.
You've been collecting language sets? That's cool.
I'm just terrible at them.
So I learned a few phrases. Like, of course, French is similar to Spanish, so you can learn a few words in there. And Italian is very close to Spanish, actually.
And then French.
I just said that.
No.
And then also, I learned a couple of phrases in Arabic because I was curious about it. So I learned how to say just some greetings in Arabic. And I think with Japanese, I think I did say that one correctly. And just arigato, sayonara. And then Chinese, I learned a couple of phrases in that. But I've only learned phrases. So it would be kind of cool to really, really learn more languages thoroughly. But around here, Spanish is a good one to know.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of hard to learn a language that you're not going to use,
Well, the thing about French, though, I like somebody could curse you out in French and you'd be like, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we're going to have to get Maverick. You're going to have to come up with some really good songs
Yeah.
and create a whole playlist of songs, and we're gonna have to sing it.
Okay, for you. I love it. That is done.
Yes.
Farsi has some Arabic. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, you understand some Farsi? That's cool. Yes.
I have to get ready in the morning. So
I'll watch the recording.
recordings.
Okay. Well, thank
See
you.
you, Hannah. Glad you signed on, dear.
Thank you. Thank you for joining in. Arigato.
Good
Yes.
morning. Hannah-san.
It's a wonder Watchtower didn't send you away to a foreign territory. Well, they do encourage you to do that, but they can't force you. So, Song 113. Okay, is that the one I was looking for? Depends on the songbook. Song 113. Song
Maverick says, I'm on it.
Oh, yes.
What is it? Is that it?
We are Jehovah's Witnesses. Thank goodness.
Oh,
Couldn't
CJ.
find it.
Thanks, CJ.
Yes, you're right. Born deja vu, men make gods of wood and stone, but the true God they've not known. He is God Almighty, as he's often shown. Other gods just cannot see what in future days will be. For witnesses, they look all in vain, since none their godship can maintain. And then we're Jehovah's Witnesses. We speak out in fearlessness. Ours is the God of true prophecy. You have to hold that note. What he foretells comes to be. Yes. And then there's like 2 more lines. But that would be a good one that we could like redo. Or Maverick could.
Yeah.
You couldn't learn French. You tried. Yes.
Who was it? Tried to learn French?
Karaoke.
Oh, cool. Yeah. With that name, Karaoke, you think you would know French.
Next line. It. Now I need to pee. Now I need to pee.
I love it.
All right.
Maverick,
this has been
cool.
Great fun. We really appreciate you all coming on. English, Portuguese, Spanish, and a little Japanese. Wow, you know a lot.
Jeez.
Thank you, Born JW. We really appreciate that. We make fun.
Portuguese is hard.
We make Sundays wonderful, he says. Mexicans ask me to stop messing up their language by trying to
Same here.
That is so funny. I'm an hour north of Los Angeles. Let me know if you've ever out here to Maverick. When Joe and Fran were on their road trip, we hung out and they stayed at my house. Wow, that's really cool. That is really cool. Okay, guys. Well,
my daughter was living in Van Nuys.
Oh, yeah. So he lived in California for a while, too.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and end the stream. And thank you all for coming on today. Make sure you stay tuned because I'm going to be posting my next video, which is going to be, it's called Jehovah's JW Hangups Are Annoying. So that's my next video. So make sure you watch it. All right. We'll see y'all next Sunday.
Peace.
Have a great week.
Bye.